The great poet Captain Planet once said, "The power is yours."
True.
Yes.
I loved Captain Planet.
Right? He was a G.
Yeah.
Captain Planet.
Yeah,
he's a hero.
Yeah.
Gonna do a lot of stuff. Take pollution back down to zero. And then I don't remember the rest of the words. We're the Planeteers, and we gonna do that.
That's good. Oh, man.
Follow me along. Podcast and stuff. We just started. Yeah.
Start now.
Yeah.
All right.
Who am I here with today?
You're here with Lauren Lyman from OtherSide Austin.
This is gonna be super easy. You're just gonna laugh at everything I say.
I know.
Chicken tenders, like just like. But just do stand up now, and you can or sit down stand up.
I just did PR for a comedian. So OtherSide Austin is for promotions, business.
And you asked the question for me. You answered the question.
I know. Yeah,
you just mentally. I was sending you the telepath.
Yeah.
That is the next one, but you were just like, "Thank you for this platform. I got
blah,
this
blah,
now,
blah,
Abraham.
blah.
I don't need you no more. Now you hit record."
That's the publicist in me. It's just
there
like,
you go.
this is what you say. Yeah.
Who is here? I'll ask it because you want to answer it. Who is forgive me if I butcher the last name. Who is Lauren Lyman?
Lyman. Yeah.
Who is Lauren Lyman? / what is OtherSide Austin?
Who am I? First question.
Yeah.
I am somebody from Corpus Christi.
It's the first time I talked to you because of Robert.
Because of Robert? Oh, yeah.
Tisdale, yeah.
Tisdale, yeah. That's bad. If he ever watches this, he's like, you forgot who I am.
he won't ever watch this. He won't.
Yeah, he'll never do.
I mean, maybe if you want, I don't think he'll ever watch. I was trying to get him on real bad when he was here.
Yeah,
but it just didn't happen. But he came on the other thing, the house that we were doing, the weekly house streams.
Yeah.
And like his set, there was 2 people who were fired that night, and he was one of them. And it's funny, I didn't expect it because like there's just a lot of DJs that roll through that house.
Yeah.
So I can be kind of jaded. And then I've seen him DJ I've seen him stream from Mexico on Facebook.
Yeah.
DJ, right? But when he streams, all you see is the laptop Serato. Have you seen that?
The laptop showing to the people?
No. So have you seen when people DJ and it's just so imagine if everyone was playing and you look at his laptop and you see Ableton, right?
Yeah.
All you see is Ableton. You don't see him or nothing. He's just streaming the display. Got
it.
And I'm like, well, this is boring. So I don't care. It's nothing to look at.
So that's why he was fired?
No.
Okay.
No, I was just saying I would see that. So I didn't expect nothing, because that was my idea. I was like, all right, this guy's just DJing. He likes DJing. A lot of people like DJing.
Right.
Because, I'm watching these streams and hearing them. I'm like, okay, it's a cool song. I move. But, he was fucking awesome. He was just whips out this gaming laptop, this weird MIDI fighter thing, the arcade stick stuff. And this, almost as big as this with, a crossfader, with fades and knobs. It's, really small. It's this is the World Traveler DJ kit,
That's so cute.
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah. And he fucking murders the floor. I was like... Damn. And all the people were behind him and dancing and shit. That was my favorite. It was one of my favorites. I'm telling you, there was 2 sets. He was one of my favorite 2 that night. It was awesome.
But he got fired.
No, he was fire that night. That's what I said. I'm sorry.
I thought you said he got fired.
No, you can't get fired from a house show.
I thought you said he got fired.
Nah, he was badass that night.
See, I'm gonna drink more of this black tea.
Do it.
But then again, it may have been the way
he
you
killed
said that.
He just killed. Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
He was fire.
Yeah,
He was
fire. The great legendary epic game called NBA Jam would constantly say he's on fire.
Yeah.
So and I had to repeat that phrase to someone today. So maybe that's why I said he was fire. Because it's just loaded. NBA Jam's loaded on my head now.
I mean, yeah, I don't know how many times I bring up the fire emoji in all the promotions and stuff. She's like, fire or the hands. It's like the struggle is finding the right emoji sometimes. And first world problem, right? But ridiculous.
I don't use emojis. Am I
You
weird
know, yeah,
for that?
I know. Yeah, you're just like
damn.
straight.
You're like, yeah. You pointed at me and everything. Body language came out. I was like, damn. Is this why I don't have a girlfriend? It's because I don't use emojis.
That is a really good discussion to have because
Let's
just
do it. Let's do it.
In the social media world and in texting, just like people, they could be just put off by the slightest thing.
I'm always afraid to say Boosh to brand new people, yo, because I feel like they might think I'm calling them a bitch.
Like Boosh sounds like bitch?
No, it doesn't. But I think like I like to just say that word for no reason. So I will say like Boosh, like with exclamation point. They might think like, did he just misspell bitch?
Did you say boo?
Yeah,
Like,
or that too. I got that once from a girl many years ago. She thought I was calling her boo, and she had to explain to me that like we can't be a thing. And I was like, nah, man, I say Boosh a lot.
Yeah,
a lot. You don't understand. She's like, oh, you really meant sh? My bad.
One of the first bands I was in Austin, La Guerilla, we all call each other boo.
Okay.
We're like, yeah, boo. Like it was a cute little thing. But let's go back since we got on the tangent king.
Yeah, man.
Let's go back to who am I, right?
I was gonna let's keep going. I remember I loaded that because I'm like, look, man, I don't always bring them all back, but I'm like, I'm definitely bringing back who the hell you are. we can't have that.
See, that's the publicist in me. Is like, oh, it's just like, yeah, okay, but yeah, who am I? Yeah, from Corpus. Well, I'm trying to give the short version.
Yeah.
So went to undergrad in Corpus Christi for Bachelor of Arts in Music, and
oh, really? Degree in music?
Yeah.
Damn, what made you do that?
Yeah, I know. Stupid fucking idea. No.
I mean, I wanted to do it too, but I just didn't have the self-esteem, so like that's why I didn't do it.
That is such a discussion. I'm so excited for that one too. So yeah, degree in music, and I couldn't decide on education. Everyone was like deciding on education because everyone was walking around saying, you're not gonna have a job, and it's just like, I still don't want to be a fucking band director. Leave me the fuck alone. Like I had like such an attitude too.
Because that's the one that gives you an automatic job.
That's why. And that's great. It's just they're just like really, really counting on you to do that.
Yeah.
And it's just like, well, all the stories I heard is that you stop playing your instrument, or you just settle down, get married, and just like that's the end of the day.
All of my band director friends and what I've seen, definitely that second part, settled down, end of the day. And almost all of them, I mean this in a nice way, they weren't like creators, like
right. And that's cool. And actually, one of my first relationships. Well, actually, I don't even know why the fuck I said that. I've only had 3 boyfriends. So my first relationship
still can be one of your first. You're like, he doesn't
like
get the plural. First. He doesn't get the plural. Yeah, it's like fuck that dude.
He was a solid almost 3 year relationship. First relationship. He wanted to be a band director, and he just dreamed about it. He would actually just take his baton, like in the middle of the day, like I could be laying on the bed and he was sitting in front of his computer playing like a marching band tune or whatever, and he would just take his baton and just start practicing. I was like, man, he's really into this. He was just like, I was just amazed. I respected that. So I didn't really shit on the profession, really.
Yeah.
Not in front of him either. But I mean, I think he heard my thoughts.
Yeah.
But no, I never really. It was like this very close-knit village that we called it the Village. And so everyone had this attitude of like, be a band director. Yeah. And then there was a few performance majors, but not a lot. Fucking
freaks.
Yeah. Like they were like all in the practice room and stuff. We went to the same school. And I was still too chicken shit to be a performance major. Not only because of like, oh yeah, no fucking money, but also, unless you're like super fucking good.
You gotta be one of the G's, yeah.
Yeah. She's got to be up there. It's just you got to spend money to, fly out to so and so wherever to audition and all this other bullshit,
all this,
applications, whatever. But and I didn't even know all that much yet. I didn't even know that far. I just knew that you had to practice all the time, and I was like, I was just seeing the road ahead. I was just like, no, not that either. But I knew I wanted to keep exploring. So I graduated and I went to grad school at Texas State, and I got in for performance, actually. I auditioned, and it was the best audition I had because I fucked it up at UT. But that was like the kind of the thing, I think, is like if you didn't go to UT, you went to Texas State. But I think they're interchangeable now. That's how I feel. Like,
at least for music, right? Not
for
the whole school.
Right. For music, I mean, Texas State has evolved so much in terms of the music program, and I have mad respect for them. But I don't know how it is.
Big up Texas State. You said, man, I said big up Texas State. That's it.
Yeah.
Same thing.
So a lot of people still, they were in the marching band, so they're all go Bobcats. And I was like, I just got there, and I'm like, I don't have to be in any marching band or anything. So I'm like, yeah. But no, I went there for grad school, but I switched to music history because I like to write. I originally started
write what, like words or like
yeah, words, sorry.
Could be music.
I don't know why I'm laughing. But music.
Hey, if you find yourself funny, there's nothing wrong with that. Could be my face too. Could be my face.
I mean, I think it's just the way you said it, like words.
I don't know. Like, I don't even mean that like as an insult or nothing. Because I was like, sometimes I'm like, man, my New Yorkisms, I could be like, oh man, that might have been some asshole shit.
People are really sensitive in the South.
It happens, no, because
so stupid sometimes.
I can't think of. There was a recent thing, but the thing doesn't come to mind what exactly it was. But yeah, every now and then, like I find myself texting people like, yo, I'm sorry if. Actually, yeah, just last Saturday, I was at a housewarming party, and I was like, just last Saturday, so Saturday was the party, and then Sunday I texted him, like, around 7 p.m., like, dude, I'm sorry if I was an asshole yesterday, like, I don't think I was, and I didn't intend to be.
Yeah.
I felt like I was saying a lot of my thoughts, which can mean I was an asshole.
It's like, just,
because I was kind of just saying, like, various forms of, like, man, this party sucks. Because it sucked, and so everybody was agreeing with me. But I was just saying, like, this party sucked. I was joking around with it.
Yeah, and people usually like okay with that. Yeah,
but I wasn't like, man, this party sucks. Like, what's wrong? How come you're not making it better?
Yeah,
it wasn't like that.
In retrospect, someone's feelings could have been hurt or whatever. So that made you second guess. But maybe if you were in New York, maybe that wouldn't be a problem.
I would have been like, F you. Word that I no longer use anymore because I don't live in New York. Like,
what word is that?
We don't need to know. Well, yeah. But I would be like, F you, that word.
Yeah.
Why it just sucks so bad, Yeah.
And
then we would have gone around our merry way, But you can't do that around here.
I know. And see, like, that kind of goes back to, like, maybe what I was feeling as a music student is, like, I really wanted to say what I wanted to fucking say, but you can't.
Shit, you can't do that.
Yeah, it's super, well, for lack of a better word, PC or whatever you want.
It's my favorite new term of the era we're in right now.
Really?
PC, because that's everything's PC now, man.
It is, yeah.
That's why I was worried about shitting on Drake.
Do you really think people, like, okay, so people think that political correctness is okay, and then there's the people who are really hyper aware about it. But at the end of the day, do you think they really go to sleep thinking, yeah, I was totally right about that term. Oh, my God. No, they were just trying to make the point at that certain time, and then it goes away, and they're not really that mad about it.
I don't know what it is, right? Man. I don't know what it is. People be caring about everything and anything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I'm not rich. I don't have time for any of this. I don't have time. And like, a lot, like, yo, if stand-up comedians right now, like, I don't even know what you do. Is that an issue with your client?
I was going to get to that. Oh my God, there's so many things. Okay, I'll go back to my other story.
We just get the tip of everything.
Yeah,
that's it.
Exactly. The bullet points. No.
Yeah.
And then we'll come back. I can go back to the music.
You do whatever you want. I said the whole thing about comedians, PC and stuff.
Yeah,
but you go wherever you want. The great poet Captain Planet once said, "The power is yours."
True. Yes. I loved Captain Planet.
Right? He was a G.
Yeah.
He was a G.
Our powers combined.
Yes. Earth, wind, water, and like, right? No, wait, that's not 4 at all.
Yeah.
Earth, wind, water. I know Heart is like the punk last one, but isn't there like a 4th one I'm missing?
We can Google it. Actually, my memory's terrible.
Earth, wind, water. I feel like I'm naming Earth, Wind, and Fire. Right?
I have more luck remembering like Looney Tunes rather than Captain Planet.
I know. the fourth one. Like Heart is the
Wind,
whack
Fire.
one. Captain Planet.
Yeah,
He's a hero.
Yeah.
Gonna do a lot of stuff. Take pollution back down to zero. And then I don't remember the rest of the words. We're the Planeteers, and we gonna.
That's good. Oh man. I probably was 5 when I was watching it.
Yours, and then it would end. Like
Yours, yeah.
The stuff we watched when we was young, man.
I know the cartoons
Where
back
in
then.
the world is Carmen San Diego?
Yeah. I never got to watch that one too much. It's like I was
public
still
broadcasting,
too young
man.
or
No
something.
kid really wants to watch that. That's for the kids who ain't have cable.
There was another show after that was actually more, my taste for like a 5-6-year-old.
What was that 5-6-year-old taste like?
Okay, because there was like so many different channels. There was Nickelodeon, there was Cartoon Network, there's just so many different, and there was the Saturday morning cartoons. There's just like basically, and which one played Looney Tunes like nonstop all day? I can't remember.
WB?
Yeah,
Warner Brothers
I think
stuff?
it was. Yeah, I think this is my.
There's 11 in New York, channel 11.
Terrible.
WPIX.
Yeah, you know about all this.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, no, comedians though.
Animaniacs.
Yeah, Evan actually he Hulu, yeah, on Hulu, I think they have the Animaniacs, and Evan was watching that for a good while on Saturday morning with a bowl of cereal.
Reliving it?
Huh?
He's reliving it. Yeah,
he was. Yeah, and I woke up and I came out here. I was like, really?
That's badass.
I was like, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. It was great.
they're from what I understand, they're gonna restart that now.
Yeah.
Bring it back, whatever you want to call it.
I read something about that. That's good. But anywho, about let's see, comedians. So one of my recent clients, he often opens up for Dave Chappelle. He's actually toured with him for several years. And
you got bad man clients now. Let's go.
It's like every now and then, for a little amount of time, a high profile client. Just a certain connection there. I'm not gonna say it. No, just kidding. But no, it's just it's a little. It was
like a fish hook thing. You like this? You like this? Where you can't have it.
Yeah. I mean, maybe that's just maybe I'm a bad publicist, but like in terms of PR, you never reveal your press list contacts, like the email, but you can. It's okay to. List like the outlets themselves and just kind of move on from there. It's just like really protective thing. So I've heard, but I'm also new to the industry still.
Hey man, you do what you gotta do.
I try, but so I did this. That
was the video with Chappelle and all that, right?
Yes, Chappelle. He kind of took him under his wing. Mo Amer. He's from Kuwait, and he moved to Houston during the Gulf War. As a refugee, and he just kind of came up in the Houston comedy scene, and eventually, from all the touring and all the performing, he got taken under Chappelle's wing, and Mo had his own Netflix special, and it was on June 28th, and so I kind of did PR for it for about a month.
Oh, that was the recording of it, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So that was cool. And actually, we went to the early show. So he had 2 shows that night. So the second show, Chappelle actually came out and introduced him. I'm like, fuck. But still, we went to the after party and we saw Chappelle there. We were like very close to him, like in the VIP section and all that. So it was really cool. Really fun.
I gotta tell you, you're like, we were very close to him.
I was so close. Yeah, I think I took way too much video that night. And when we were at the after party, I mean, I had a couple friends, and then of course Evan, and actually we had 3 friends there, and we all got up to the VIP section. We were the woman in charge of it. She just wanted Mo to have a great after party, and Chappelle showed up at like 1:15.
He's busy, man.
Yeah, they were. They finished the show probably around probably around 11:15 or so, but pictures, whatever they needed to do afterwards. And then Mo eventually showed up, and DJ Trauma and Chappelle introduced Mo, and he came up on stage. I took so much video. I think I got wasted too. I got really drunk. I was like trying to party like a rock star. I was like, I don't know why. Go. I was just really relieved that I did a good job for a high profile client.
Yeah, man.
I got him 3 podcasts, but the main PR firm took care of him on all the other stuff. NPR, Good Day Austin on Fox News here. And so many other things, Texas Monthly, Austin Monthly, just all the big stuff. 101X, commercial radio. So he got taken care of there, but he wanted to reach out for a more kind of a grassroots or DIY approach because he just wanted to pack the house and get as much people involved. I mean, he even hit up one of his Houston radio stations to go in. People who already knew him, I guess, I assume. But yeah, and so a lot of people from Houston came to see him. So it was just like a nice homecoming in a way.
You moved like what, a year ago?
I moved in 2008. It was August, and then I started at Texas State that fall.
Well, I meant from Corpus to here. When did you move?
Corpus to Austin?
Yeah.
No, I went from Corpus to San Marcos to Austin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I stayed in San Marcos for about 5 years. And then moved up here after that.
Okay, so yeah, you probably had many a taste of this city because it's nothing.
I know, yeah. I mean,
I
was driving back and forth. I mean, I joined a band for a very short amount of time. I was just a flute player, and I was replacing the horn player.
Damn, that's a big ticket to replace.
Yeah, and I was driving back and forth, and it was cool. I mean, but it was just my first band in Austin. I had another band that I was playing flute for on their album. So that was my very first band, and I sang backup vocals on a track. It was Sam Cooke's "Bring It On Home," and then I just there was actually a lot of stuff that went on with that first band, so we had to part ways. And then La Guerilla was right after that, pretty much, and then just kept doing my grad studies and finally got the fuck out of there. I did a recital and a thesis. So I did my thesis on women in rock, and just got really interested in live music. Really, after my experiences with the 2 bands, which wasn't very much, but still, it kind of affected me in a way where I just felt like I needed to read more about women and bands and women in the music industry and stuff. It's it's still a learning experience. I think women they put up with a lot. They cope. They as a publicist too, there's things still going on there. People can think that you're too emotional sometimes, or they try to gaslight you a lot. That's happened.
What's a gaslight? What is a gaslight?
It's when you try to tell, and I may have the definition wrong, but and I hope not. When I've told people, maybe when I've tried to approach a topic with a man, maybe we're having a conflict, he will kind of turn it around, reverse it, and say, no, it wasn't this, it was this, and just kind of keep doing that to make you feel like it was your fault.
Mind fuck you or something?
Yeah, kind of a mind fuck, but just to make you feel like you did something wrong. Damn, instead of they did something.
That's what gaslight means?
Yeah.
The fuck does that have to do with what you just told me? I'm like, so, where does gas and light
I know, right?
Enter into any of this?
It's based on a movie, I think. That's where the term came from.
I mean, you told me that, and I knew it wasn't gonna be this. First thing I thought is man, that's some fucked up shit. You fucking opening up people's gas tanks and throwing. That's what I was thinking.
I really should look up the term specifically, and just, I mean, it's a whole psychological mind fuck, and I've experienced that a lot in the industry from several men. I don't go on my social media all the time and go, this has happened to me, I have a couple times and just said something, but I try not to be, I don't know. I try not to be a big sap about it. And I think a lot of women.
It's almost like weird. And it's outside looking in because it's like, I feel like it's a bit of a damned if you do, damned if you don't case, right? Because like,
Yeah, it is.
you're saying it like, I'm trying not to be a big sap, which I get. It makes sense. But at the same time, it's almost like, man, but if we don't say these things, then like, how does anything change, you know?
Yeah, there's that part too. And that's why I kind of only, it's like I do like a quarterly statement on social media. Maybe it's every 3 or 4 months, but I don't do it.
State of the Lord.
Feminist statement of the quarter, guys. I'll be back next quarter. It's just like, I just try not to make it a big thing. At least now, I mean, there's so many other women out there that are speaking their truth. It's like they're speaking for me. You know what I mean? It's like they're already doing the work. Not that I'm trying to be lazy. It's just like if I add to the pile, I mean, I've talked about it before. It's like I can go back and talk about it again, but it's like I'm working, I'm busy, and it will happen again. And maybe if it's really, really bad, I will say something. But otherwise, I'm fine confiding in my friends, you know, keeping it close knit and my circle close as well. Social media, it can just eat up all your time. You know, the comment section,
just using it in general. Just
yeah.
using it in general.
Exactly. You're already scrolling so much. So add the scroll time with the comment time, with, you know,
I'm trying,
replying to those comments time.
To diminish like my time, but it's still hard because like I try very much. The main two are like Facebook and Instagram, but I try very much to ignore the feeds, but their UI is designed as such that the minute you open it up, you see shit, and now you get sucked in, you know? But I try, like, very much. Not that I'm trying to ignore people, but I'm just, like, just to put stuff and then move on. Put stuff and move on. Because it's just, there's all, you know, you just get sucked in, and, like almost everything on there is nothing on there. like, I'm not learning anything.
Yeah, I know.
So.
As you know, since I'm doing a lot of social media for clients, it's like I have to be on there and
you
everything.
on a lot is not you, by the way. I'm just.
I was gonna say
I've been keeping
late.
Day hours, like in the last couple of days, and I'm like, the two things enter my mind is like either one, I'm feeling it because of that, or two, but. I'm like, I wonder if the pizza did it, but I don't know if those chemicals can react that quick, so I'm not sure.
I can make some coffee. You want coffee?
I can't drink.
You can't drink coffee.
And it has nothing even to do with that. I just don't. I just don't want to do
Yeah, so you don't drink coffee. You don't drink alcohol. You're good about drinking water.
Just all I do is this. My poisons. Not that I've been beasting on it lately because I've been going savage lately. But like Mexican Cokes, that's it. Like sugar sodas. But like for the most part, I can't really. When I get it, I beast on it. But like, I think that's probably it. That and milkshakes.
Yeah.
Like I used to be a big beast on orange juice. Like but honestly, like I almost feel like a lot of the time it's just like water, and it's like that's it.
That's good.
Like,
I mean, it's just the heat's been probably I don't know, I guess maybe the worst. People say that it could be the worst it's ever been. Not sure about that, but I know it's at a record high. What are your thoughts on?
What, on heat?
On the excessive amount of heat this summer.
You know, right now my lifestyle, like it's not to say I'm being somewhat productive, but basically I'm a bum. So like I kind of like I can stay inside as long as I want. Everything I do is online. Yeah. So honestly, I just go outside, walk the dogs in the daytime. I don't really. It's hot. Me coming from New York, like it was hot in 2003. It's hot now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe if I was working out in the heat like some people do, I might be able to give you some real critique. But it's like, I'm like, it's like it's hot in Texas. Like, really? That's what we're gonna complain about? It's like
it is Texas.
Like, what are you talking about?
We are in Texas. It's hot every summer.
Did you check the month of the year? It's like, what do you want?
Right.
So like, but this is me. Like, and even when I was working, it's like, well, again, I'm in the office. I'm like, seems like it's hot last year. It's also hot this year. It's like, what do you want me to say?
It's like we're gonna keep going down this route. Yeah.
I never work. I'm working in offices, so I was never like outside. You know,
I feel like I mean, there's also the thing where people are gonna keep complaining about the weather in every single season, in every other week or something.
Why is it still cold in April?
Yeah, I remember that when there was like that one cold day. They're like, "Oh my god!" I was like,
"This
was fucking great." It was so cold in that one day in April, and I loved it, and it was great. And just be happy.
Not that even. It is a thing, but I don't remember. I really don't remember the thought at all.
That's okay.
I'm gonna blame that on the tiredness.
All right, wait. From the pizza though, like, or do you need like?
No, I'm fine. But I mean, like that. That's the. I'm old now. I'm like, I'm tired.
33.
Man, it's like still trying to decide what to do with his life. I'm living, man, like, I don't know, man. All I got in my head is like, man, I need to stop being a punk and move.
So you want to move, though? Is that, like, you were talking earlier?
I think so. I think I'm just like, I'm just afraid of, like, what happens after, like, how do I make the money, you know? The rational human in me, but I mean, come on, man. I've never done anything rational, so it's like I shouldn't even listen to that.
That's good. I mean, you have kind of a free approach to things, which is
here doing a podcast at like 1 a.m. or some shit. What's rational about that?
This is good though.
I drove to Austin, you know, interview random artists and from Houston. Like, what am I doing? It's about
you're doing your life. You know, you're living your life.
I like that stuff. I do, but I mean, I think, you know, from the objective, what is normalcy bullshit? Yeah, you know what? I feel like a lot of the musicians, I think particularly more in San Antonio than maybe others, but I think just in general, all the musicians probably look at me like, what the fuck are you doing? Because I think probably the older ones, maybe not so much him because he meets me now, but I think people who've seen me on the journey because they're like, they probably only want to know me as a musician. Then they see me doing podcasts, and now they're in the concert recording and stuff, and they're just like what the what, you know, like what? I don't think they can like.
They don't understand
except because they just only still do music and stuff, you
right?
Know? And like those are just like things that came from like other parts of my life that I like, and they just seem to work here, you know. Because I'm big. The podcast come like, look, I fucking love Kevin Smith.
Yeah,
he loves talking, and I'm like, I don't know if I love talking, but I mean now I can do it. But I mean, like,
I think you do love talking.
Well, now I do. But I mean, like, but I just meant like, especially we're gonna take New York Abe. New York Abe ain't gonna talk. New York Abe wouldn't talk to you at all.
So it was a different Abe.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was young Abe.
Oh.
But young Abe would have too many problems. Like one, he ain't talking to you. He ain't talking to him. You know, like.
Wow.
But. 2, you're a girl, so I might be intimidated and shit.
So you were just like that, you know.
Oh yeah, like
kind of person.
Like I was for a while I'm mega shy.
Aww.
And unless you like in the circle.
Yeah.
Because I think one of the homies I know, he's a world traveler, right? Sometimes he hears these, but now he picks and chooses because he's too busy traveling the world. But I mean, like, but he just travels the world. He's not really working. He's just enjoying life. The first time he meets me. He was like, dude, I was mad fucking scared of you, dude. You had this long hair. Like I was telling you, same time with I met those people.
Yeah.
So I had this long hair, this beard. He's like, dude, you intimidate me as fuck. But then you start talking to me, and we start playing basketball because he really likes to play 1-on-1. But he's like, but then he started talking about music. He turns to this little boy. He's just like, he started talking about rock bands and metal bands. And I think literally that same day I go to his house, like, I just met him, and we just started doing music stuff. But he was like, man, he just like. Little kid, but you just hide behind this hard exterior. It's that New York bullshit.
New York bullshit. So that's like the culture is to look hard all the time, or
growing up. Is there like a spin movie called Walk Hard, right, or something making fun of the Johnny Cash thing, right?
Yeah. Walk the Line.
Yeah, but I think there was like a Walk Hard.
Yeah,
movie.
So I never saw it.
I don't know if you need to see it.
Yeah.
But I mean, like,
maybe feel like I needed to see it.
Maybe that year might have been more probably entertaining than it would be right now, I bet you. You know what I mean? Like,
I think it didn't it come out like too soon after the movie? Like
maybe.
Really, really close. I don't know. People were like, yeah, just see Walk Hard. I was like, I just finally fucking saw Walk the Line. I'm enjoying that for like a minute, you know? And anyway, and I'm also a sucker for like what do they call it? Biopics.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I love.
Yeah. That ain't a biopic. I don't know what that. I don't know what that.
There's a new Queen movie coming out too.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, and me, this is like the lore of me. The lore, like, you know, nerd in me. It's like, I see that movie. I guess it looks fine, but the only thing I could think of is that, like, Sacha Baron Cohen was gonna do this movie, and you punks wouldn't let him tell, like, the truth. You know, like, that's all I see.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm like, this is probably gonna be like, isn't Queen great movie? You know, because I think he wanted to do like ups and downs and, like, you know, real shit.
Yeah.
And they were like, we want to do the good shit.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. Yeah, it's called Bohemian Rhapsody. Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
So
I was
like,
but why did they name it Bohemian Rhapsody though? That's just like.
That's all. That's the. Come on, man. You
Well,
a publicist.
No. I know. Obviously, I know the song.
Yeah.
Obviously, but I'm talking about just choosing that for the title. I was like,
I said, you a publicist, man. Like, clickbait. Ain't nobody looking up Queen. Looking up Bohemian Rhapsody.
they know who Queen is. A lot of people know
No,
who
they
Queen.
don't. But they know Mamma Mia, Mamma Mia. They know that shit, man.
That is so stupid, though. Like, they assume everyone's
You
so
type Queen
dumb
in Google, you might get
and
like
uncultured.
England and shit and all kinds of.
I have to assume this generation is at least a little bit more cultured than that. You know what I mean?
I don't want to hate on this generation, but this generation gave us Cardi B, yo.
Oh no, we're gonna talk about Cardi B. I don't even listen.
There's nothing wrong with her, man. She's from the Bronx. I guess I'm close to this, but it's not.
Yeah. That's why.
I mean, I'm always look. People are doing their thing. I just hate that, like, you know, like, it's more than just her. Cause listening, the first thing I thought with her, I was surprised at how good she was, even though I probably overall don't think she's good, like, as a rapper.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh shit, because I expected trash.
You mean because of the production though?
No,
like,
well, that beats hard. That song, whatever it
Yeah.
is, the strip club song.
Yeah, I think I heard it.
Because I heard it in
Didn't listen
Atlanta. That's
enough.
why I heard it at Magic City. If you type Atlanta strip club, you hear Magic City, and that's where I heard it. I've been put into context. I don't actually like strip clubs.
You don't like strip club?
I was at a Red Bull after party at a strip club.
Well, actually,
And I'm probably one of the people responsible for making it happen at that strip club, though. But I don't like strip clubs. It's just that I know they play an important part in Atlanta hip hop culture.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, hip hop's weird, yo, because I think that shit sucks so much. But I'm like, I grew up in it. I'm always love it forever.
Yeah.
So I'm like, look, this shit's important here. They gave us like a list of possible after party. I was like, there's only one. We going to this fucking strip club, and that's it. And but honestly, we went on a Friday night, so it was like a strip club, but it was like a strip club I've never been to. Let me tell you, I saw things in there I didn't know humans could even do. It's
like as in just the
I walked in there and there was
do?
like a Spider-Man woman. Like, she wasn't dressed up like Spider-Man woman.
What are
but
they doing now?
She was like fucking like, I don't know, man. She was doing some gymnastic shit that I didn't even know humans could do.
She's like bungee jumping off the.
So I walked in and then I was like, I gotta look out because there's a woman like on the ceiling. Like, this is like, I'm not even lying. I was like,
are y'all ready for this?
I thought that was gonna be. Let me tell you. So you walk in and you see that. I thought like this is gonna be the whole night. It wasn't. It was only like 2 or 3 that had that skill level. But I was like,
wow. They're like, we gotta get innovative.
If this is going on the whole night, I was like, no wonder I hate strip clubs. Like, cause none of that. Cause the other 2 I've been to were in San Antonio.
Yeah.
And they were
it's like fuck the same old pole dance. We can do this shit.
It was horrific.
We're upgrading.
It was, and to be fair, it was horrific for me because I was there, right? And it sounds ridiculous, but I was there for girls, right? But what I'm saying is, I was there for the girl who is going to girl who is not a stripper going to the strip. So,
right.
Yeah. So I'm
that is so funny. I have a story similar.
Like, what, you were also going after a girl?
No. I mean, in a way, it was similar, but like when I was in college, undergrad, and this was like I went to a strip club maybe a couple times in my first relationship. When I was getting in to my second.
So wait, you're in a relationship. How do you get into a strip club? Like, what makes you guys go to a strip club?
Well, I wasn't really officially with him yet. The next relationship, the second one. But me and a girlfriend, we went to the strip club, and
what makes y'all go to the strip? I'm just curious.
Because the girl was gay, so she
Oh, okay.
wanted to.
It's a better reason. Like the one of the ones, it was like a bunch of girls who wanted to go. It was just one of their birthdays, and they thought it would be like the wild thing to do.
Yeah, like there was a lot of that too. Like it seems like I don't know if that's a thing anymore. Like
what,
it's just
birthday strip club
like
night?
yeah. Well, for women though, like I mean, of course, I don't know about the gay and lesbian scene in terms of like what they all like to do all the time or something. But of course, I'm friends with a lot of gay and lesbian people. But
PC, let's go.
Being PC, y'all.
Let's go. PC life.
Yeah, it's like go down the bullet points of disclaimers. No, just kidding. But anyway, it's just that this is just something that she wanted to do, and I don't know, like maybe in that generation. It was all about the strip club, but I feel like the strip club life has died down. It's like I don't know anybody coming up that is just in their 20s.
I don't know if it's strong. Well, you know what? I don't even know like a bunch of 20s. I don't know if it's strong here.
Yeah.
To me, it's strong because hip hop, and again, I think a lot Atlanta. Because like I said, the reason I wanted to go, it's probably less that night, though I still wanted to go just because I know Atlanta strip clubs are important. And that DJ... Not a big DJ guy, man, but that DJ was going hard, and he was controlling that shit. He was yelling. He was like, demanding money be thrown. Like, I remember there was a point.
Fuck, man.
I don't remember what was going on, but I guess there wasn't enough money on that floor.
Yeah.
And he says some shit about like, yo, man, y'all need to give it up for these ladies. Throw some shit, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. Some dude made it just like made it rain like LeBron.
Yeah, legal
like,
prostitution.
It just won, no. And I was like, damn, son, like, that was crazy. But
damn.
I heard if you go on the right day, maybe not this strip club, but a strip club, like Mondays or Tuesdays, or I guess the deader days, which would make sense.
Yeah.
All these producers show up and they give beats to the DJ, and the DJ plays them. And if the girls go off on it, that means it's a hot song. And then the rappers go like, yo, who made that beat? And now they start like trying to get that beat for them, you know?
Yeah.
And like that's the night I really want to go because I want to see that.
Yeah.
Like that's where shit is being made.
That's where the creativity happens.
But yeah. I mean, literally, because for the music they do, right? It's like way more party centric than maybe like what he's doing, what I'm doing, you know? So like that's like the ultimate test ground, like if we can't get strip club land to like this shit, throw this shit away. This is a doo-doo beat, you know what I mean?
No, I feel that. I always thought it was gross that breakfast would be served at the same time you go to like during
that same traveler
around midnight
friend,
or something.
Because that same traveler friend, like, because he is a dude, he's like, he's the opposite of me. So I've been very tough at getting any type of girl to notice me, and he's more like big time. He's a very good womanizer, and he want to hang out. Nah, we did it. I didn't do it.
I gotta get around this guy. No,
I wasn't. I should have if I was smarter. But like we just knew each other in certain times where like he wasn't even really. I think he becomes more of that as he starts traveling the world and stuff.
Yeah.
But what was I gonna say? But he sometimes, man, the few times we interact now in this city where he comes back here, he's like, we should just go hang out at a strip. We can go talk at a strip club. And I'm like, no, and he's like, he'll offer to buy me food if we go to a strip club. It's like, but they got these cheap steaks. I'm like, I don't know if I want that.
It's like, I don't know. Just why would you trust food where, I mean, and a lot of guys, of course,
to be fair, I'm sure the locker room's not in the kitchen.
Exactly. But I feel like it's all mixing together. Like there's pussy juice in the air and just like going into the food.
Isn't
somehow.
it always? There's women in the kitchen
like,
too, and some kids, like
gets into the biscuit.
But isn't it always? They're not naked, but aren't people?
No, they're not naked. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that thong is like doing some work up there.
But again, I'm pretty sure the locker room is not next to the grill or whatever.
It's like they all serve it together.
Yeah. So here's number 21. Here's an oven. Here's 22.
Here's a pair of tits.
I dropped my bra on the damn grill again. Fuck. That's just extra flavor.
It's like they're all back there. Just kind of like, yep, whatever, anything goes. We're not sanitary.
Yeah.
We don't want to stay open.
You know what pissed me off? Again, so I've only had 3 nightclub or strip club experiences, and I don't think this was in Atlanta, but maybe it was, but definitely in the San Antonio ones. Y'all be going to the bathroom, right? Mm-hmm. There's always this motherfucker just standing there. just some guy standing there trying to like put soap in my hands and whatever that guy's called.
Yeah, the bar.
I think they even
bathroom.
had like a chair to sit in to maybe do the shoe thing. Which is like, I get the shoe thing, but man, in the bathroom, like, you really want to sit there, chill, and smell bathroom air? Smell this. Let me smell this urine in the air.
No, I've also never understood it too, but I can understand it. Like,
I just hate because they pressure you and they're like trying to get this tip. I don't need you to put soap in my hair. I can hit down.
I know that. I can help myself.
Do they have that in the bathroom? Is there a girl there being awkward?
The only time the only time I've come across it, 2 times was I think Tavern on the Green in Central Park. That in that kind of place.
What is the Tavern on the Green?
It's like this really historic, nice restaurant. I went there. I mean, I guess a lot of tourists go there. Anyway, they had like somebody, and I hope I got the name right of that. Sorry, of that restaurant.
Yeah.
But
they sponsoring this.
Hashtag sponsor. No, just kidding.
Hey man, I'll take it. Tyrant on the Boosh life, I will do it.
You should do like a side series. No, just kidding.
I'll do it. Hey man, we can do a 5-parter. You fly me out to Central Park. I'll interview whoever the hell you want.
Boosh life at Tavern on the Green, yo.
Let's do it, man.
How are we doing today?
My friend kept telling me last year, like, he was like, I'll do your podcast. But he was trying to get me to try to get sponsorships. And I was like, I don't think that's going to happen at my low level. We doing that shit at Wingstop. And you go talk to these people and well,
that one time that I came across her and she handed me like not a paper towel. It was like a handkerchief, like a cloth.
Yeah.
To dry my hands. I was like, oh, this is really nice. I think I kept it too. I was like, I'm going to keep this. But it was so nice. It had a little thing on it, the logo. And then the second time was at a bar. I think it's closed now, but I think it's or maybe changed its name. It was a gay bar, and went into the ladies, and there was just a woman, just ready to pump soap in her hands. I can't remember the name of the bar, and perfume. There's like lots of little perfumes there, and I was like, this is really fancy, but everyone's like getting crunk up in here. I just say crunk,
Nothing wrong with crunk.
I haven't said it in a while.
That's probably dated, but it's whatever.
That's like past that's our generation.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I probably never said it. Period.
What do the kids say now? No, just kidding.
I don't say it. Like, I probably never said it really ever, and I still don't say it. But I just started using this word, but only to describe one situation, like swagger. Because like now, like I rap now, like for like my songs, because like I just don't want I want songs now. I don't want instrumentals. So now that I don't really do, now that I'm not in a group no more, I just kind of do that. And I'll be describing to people like, man, I can still tell, like, I'm still trying to find, essentially I'm trying to find my voice, how to deliver, and my delivery and my flow.
Yeah.
But I'm like, yeah, I can tell I have no swagger or something. Like, I don't have no way I say stuff. You know?
Well, that's a good word to describe
I felt like it was good for that, but I never ever said, like, swagger this or that. Whatever the fuck people were
like, I'm never going to say it again.
Yeah, it was just ridiculous. I was embarrassed to even say it. I was like,
when people started saying cray cray, I'm like, why? And that's how, like, jaded I was, or like, now I say it sometimes.
Just like the emoji
just because
thing.
after time, I was like, okay, I'm gonna say it. I don't know. One day I was like, it's okay to say it. Maybe I was.
It's okay to say it.
It's okay to say cray cray. I can't even say it. It's okay to say these words now. But after that amount of time where I'm around a younger person, maybe 25, and they're saying, man, that's cray cray, and I'm like, yeah, cray cray. I don't know, just trying to like get along with you. So maybe I'll just say the same words.
I have no, and this is probably negative, but I have no interest in adapting, man. So that's why like I ain't using no emojis. I ain't using, it took me 800 years to use LOL.
Yeah.
To me, like,
well, the thing is like, in the whole marketing thing that I'm trying to understand now, and publicity, especially on Instagram, because I'm trying to, grow my followers, and I've been pretty lazy about it until recently. I just started following a bunch of people who followed my client, and they follow back, and it's great. It's just that, there's this stupid thing where they're like, they say, check out my link in my bio, check out my profile, tell me what you think.
Those are robot thingies and stuff.
It's like, it's the bot thing or whatever. And but at the same time, there's also people that make you feel guilty. They're like, one guy was like, "Are you following me though?" And it was the emoji of like that. And
that could be his robot play.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but it's like, are they just, do they have that ready to go somewhere and then they put it in there, or is it
By
like they have an
robot
actual
play, I said well.
Do they have like a app
I mean,
that does
unless it really is him, but like, I mean, that just the same way, like, check out my link or page or whatever. That could be his automatic.
Yeah,
like,
something.
That don't mean he's actually doing it. I mean, like, whatever bot.
It makes sense in a message, but on a comment, I'm like, man, they just have that ready to fire that away. It's just such a, that makes me feel like it is such a fake world. I just want organic followers, just like everybody else.
It's not gonna happen, dude.
It's not gonna happen.
You come into Instagram too late, man. You needed to be there many years ago if you wanted some type of organic.
Well,
thing.
I was when it first was, when it first came out.
Or at least going hard for followers.
Well, I wasn't going hard. Yeah, now like if you have like,
I don't care no more. I can't. I mean, I should, but I had this little like baby crisis where I was just like, I just didn't want to do any of this shit no more. Like maybe a few months ago, and it was like right now, like the video stuff can definitely burn me out, but like. What really it was is like I was getting like way better with some of the social media cuts of this. Now I just went back to like, all right, just take a cut, just put it there, like because I stopped. I just don't, because it was just like I was spending so much time making like social media shit. It's like, man, I can do all this shit so I could be like social media guy, like So right now, like, look, I just make a cut of what I want, I put it out, but like I was doing like the subtitles and shit, and it was cool to learn that, but I was like. Yo, this shit take time.
It takes a lot of time, and like I have to do social media calendars now for my clients, which I'm happy to do.
You get paid for it, so it was like for me, I was like, I don't want to do that shit.
Exactly. But it still is like very meticulous and like something because you want to keep track of people's content that they've posted, so they can come back to it later and be like, oh, I used that. I can use it for this next day, this next Tuesday, or something like that. But are you cold?
No. I'm like, I wonder if you making me sleepy.
I'm making you sleepy?
No, this.
Oh, this. Oh.
So I was like, yeah.
So it forces you to,
Because I feel like this is like way too comfortable, man.
Like, I mean, I was going to light a candle.
Do whatever you want.
I mean, that would have made us really like, like relaxed and whatever. But it smells good though.
If you need it, you do it, man.
No, I'm good. But yeah, no, it's just a crazy PR thing that we're in. And I feel like publicity is going to be replaced by social media. So that's my prediction right now. So it's just like if something goes viral, they get called into this news channel or something like that. And I feel like that's where we're headed in some sense. But
what do you mean? Like, do you mean that there won't be a publicist anymore? It'll just be automatically.
Maybe not. Maybe for certain things, but definitely not. Because a lot of the time, I see publications or blogs reaching out to musicians directly because they saw their Instagram, because they really like their Instagram post. So it's about that. And it's like, well, fuck the publicist. I'm going to just talk to them directly. And I was like, God damn it, talk to me.
But at the same time, like, and I don't know all your clients, but I just mean like for me and them, like, we're kind of low level enough that you can do that though. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But at the same time, like right now I was tempted and I probably should have done it because there's no L's, right? You can't. I'll take the same L that I take whether the person responds or doesn't. Yeah. But like right now I've been, Trivium, the metal band?
No.
So it doesn't matter, but they were a famous metal band in the day, and they probably always will be because of what they done. But the lead singer, he streams on Twitch, and I've known this for a while, but I just started watching it, and I'm like, yo, man, this is like really good, like, because he does whatever he does at home for his stream, and then nice little fun like stream stuff. But now he's on tour. And he streams his warm-ups. He'll stream playing Fortnite after the warm-up for like 30 minutes. But then he streams not with DI audio. I wonder if that's a conscious decision. It might just be too difficult. But every venue. So he's in Houston tonight. He'll do it tonight.
Wow.
He was in Odessa yesterday, and he's in San Antonio in 2 days. And I was like, yo, I should just message this dude like, I should subscribe to this dude right now. like you get a free subscribe with Amazon and be like, yo, man, any chance you can do my podcast?
I know. It's just, it is so much.
And you know what? That's fine. That's probably why I said them, because I'm like, I wouldn't even. I was trying like, how would I contact him where I contact him now? And I was like, I couldn't really think of any ways. But I'm like, well, actually, if I just send him a chat on Twitch, he will read it because he sees it right there. So I'm like, if there's any possibility, I should just message him right there on Twitch, dude. So maybe I'll try to do that tomorrow when he's warming up. But I forgot what. Oh yeah, but what I was saying with some of these new mediums, like someone like that who is more famous, he'd be the Twitch thing aside. Like, how would I really contact him? And then even on Twitch, like there's usually around like 400 people watching him, so it's just like it's slow enough that he actually would read it, but just in that environment, it's like he can't really give a serious answer there, like, or last time I asked someone to be on my podcast was a more famous Twitch streamer. He was like, nah, dude, unless you're a certain level of fame. Yeah. So I actually shared that clip of him telling me no, like, because I thought it'd be funny. But yeah, like I was just saying, like someone big, like there's almost still some type of chain, like to like I wouldn't really know if he wasn't on Twitch. I wouldn't really know, like, how do I get him? How would I contact him where he's actually going to see it? I could message his Instagram, but that might be when they're that famous. Usually they ignore all the messages because it's just too many.
Yeah, there's too much going on. So. Mo Ammer, he's following me on Instagram. Yeah. Who? Mo Ammer.
Okay. I would hope so. He's damn quiet.
Well, no, I just did a little bit, but I just got really. I mean, this is just like I'm really geeking out about it, and maybe I should.
Why not, man?
I know, right? Your victories, it's like I was like, I can be really low key about this, or I can be a giddy person.
So you got to do it. If you don't do it for you, who is?
I know, right? Exactly. And I'm like, I've started to realize that becoming an entrepreneur and working for myself, and no longer at the 9 to 5, to not be as modest, but at the same time, just be focused and not lose track. But no, yeah, I took a picture with him after the after party. I mean, it was a lot of fun. It's just we just partied really hard. I mean, all we did was just watch them, like DJ Trauma was playing songs, and Chappelle was just he sang a little bit, in the way that he likes to sing, just kind of like. I saw
the one video you posted, but I don't know if he's singing in that video.
Yeah, he was. So anyway, I love his. You okay?
I feel like this might be a bad moment right now.
Oh no!
No, I mean, like, whatever.
You want some more water?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. We can take a break. Music thing. Okay, so after Texas State, when I moved to Austin, I just decided to get a 9 to 5. I owed the university like $1,000. I couldn't get my transcripts. I couldn't do anything to apply for professor jobs. Only after finally, God bless my dad, he came through and said, so that's why you haven't been, applying. I just I wanted to take care of myself and get my shit together. So I kind of didn't tell them a lot. I also, my license was expired. I had warrants and everything. I mean, there's worse things in life, but it really was a mess trying to pick myself up after 8 years of music school. You were a gangster.
You got warrants?
A friend of mine was staying on my couch at this old condo that I had, and it's not as fancy as it sounds. It was just this old condo in the historic district. But a friend of mine had to stay on my couch for a month, and I wasn't there at the apartment, but the cop, he came to the apartment, boom, boom, boom. And, it was like, we're looking for Lauren Lyman. They were just just out to, they were supposed to arrest me. And then, so his friend my friend, had to call me. I remember when I answered the phone, he goes, "Hey, Lauren, there's someone here to talk to you." And it just trailed off, and this cop was just you should be at your apartment right now because we're here to arrest you or something like that.
Wait, what?
He was really intimidating over the phone.
You should be at your apartment.
He said something like that. He said
so ridiculous. Look, man, you fucking up my job right now. I was supposed to arrest you. and you're not here.
Yeah, it was like
someone is
failed.
not participating in this relationship of ours.
He kind of said something like that. My memory can be really bad, but I think he was just disappointed that I wasn't there. So he's like, "Where are you at?" And I'm like, "I'm at my job right now." And I thought
That's what I'm saying.
He probably thought, "Am I gonna arrest her like while she's working as a college student? He probably thought, am I really gonna go that far right now for I think it was for a ticket that was, forever ago, and I didn't pay it or something like that. I think that's what it was for. I think he didn't want to go that far. He just wanted me to go to the courthouse and just set up a payment plan, and that's what I did. And I never heard from him again. But he said, if you don't get it, if you don't go to the courthouse, I will arrest you personally. He'll search for me or something like that. He goes, I will search you out, and I'll come find you. I don't know what he said, but it was really ridiculous. And anywho, that was just a low point for me. But I still had, I think, a couple more tickets. It was just so bad. I was just fucking up everywhere. And that's why I couldn't get my transcripts. I couldn't apply for professor jobs. By the time I could apply for professor jobs, I had like one interview. And then after that, I was like, I really don't want to do this. After all that education, after all of that shit, I was like, you know what? I just don't want to do this.
And you got to the masters, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like, it was like I was taking the scenic route and just decided I didn't like where I ended up, and then just turn around and go back the other way or something. I don't know. That's what it felt like. It was more so about getting out of Corpus. A lot of people don't leave that town.
And I feel like San Antonio has that in it too.
Right. It's like it can be a black hole because there's no good jobs in Corpus. So you take what you can get, you settle for something, or you settle for less, and you don't make enough money to save to get out of Corpus. And that's just the cycle that continues. And I kind of just I feel like I used grad school to get out of there. But at the same time, I was thinking, oh, I still want to do music like this, in the classical world. But when I thought once I got into the live music industry, this has so much more flexibility than the classical world. In terms of the industry, in terms of marketing, social media, videography, a podcast, like you can just do so much. I mean, really the classical world should be, and they probably are, I don't know by now, but they should be looking into all of these outlets that we already have, technology, the things that we have at our fingertips to evolve in academia. And I think that's the main problem that I was finding. This is like, it wasn't going to evolve or progress in my view.
They are the slowest people. I was at UTSA, I was the sound guy. I was probably like their main sound guy for like 3 years at the recital hall, and then I was at the music recital hall, and then I was for a good time too, like with the main music lab supervisor there. Man, dude, fuck technology. That's kind of like their statement.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
They spent the least amount of money on the department, and they don't play keep up at all. At all. And those were the people who kind of let me in. Where's the technology side? Like, I actually had him on his podcast, Dr. Seba. I was the man who kind of one of the first people who gave me a chance and hired me. He's very big. It might be America, but definitely in Texas. He's probably was like for a long time, like in terms of music technology, like one of the top experts at that for at least, that academic world, Yeah. And then later on, come friends with a guy he hires, Chris Klein, and he's like professional, I guess mixing and mastering guy, audio engineer, who also ran like a record label too. And so he was very involved in this thing you might have heard of called the music business. So they had, I say that because they had like a music business, like, degree or blah, blah. Uh-huh. And they didn't want him at all involved in it because he didn't have like the proper degree credentials. And I'm like, but
his experience,
and the guy who hired him, who does have a PhD and all this, is like bad vouching for him, but they ignore him. And he's like, Yeah, but he's run record labels. He's done like all this.
It's mind blowing.
He does publishing and all these things, you know, that are like real music business, but they
does
ignore
he have a
it.
PhD?
Yeah.
So you gotta have that PhD though. That's gonna get you somewhere. And it's just like,
and they treated that whole faculty like shit. So I was always like, and it's like if you weren't a certain student, they treated you like, because I got a finance degree, so I wasn't a music student for that whole time, but I did go for 1 year after that as a music comp student, like after I'm all done with that, because I thought I was gonna finally try that, and it was just fucking horrific, dude. Like, there's like a whole story there, but
damn,
it was like me being like an outsider. So it's just like this. Yeah, I just don't care, man.
There's a bubble. Yeah. It's like,
I don't even mean the students. I mean literally like the upper echelon of like who's running like that like world. It's horrible. Yeah.
It's just like I just don't miss it. Like
for anybody who wants to do
be like that.
Today stuff, you need to go to the stereotype schools. There's probably more, but I say stereotype because I only really think of like one or two, like Berkeley. Yeah. Or, you know, top tiers like Juilliard or something.
Or just some sort of multimedia.
Even maybe UNT, you know.
Right. Or a multimedia art school. Yeah, like, you know, something that it's just really, everything should be multimedia in my opinion.
But don't. Unless you actually want to do classical music, don't go to these classical.
Right, and I think, but at the same time, even just like if you're doing classical music, if I say, it's like I'm worried about all the things I shouldn't say. It's classical music, right? It's hundreds and hundreds of years old, and they keep playing the same stuff year after year, season after season, in concert halls that not a lot of people will go to unless you really, really promote the shit out of it. And probably the donors are going to be the ones showing up. It's just this old, antiquated tradition. It's like it can't evolve with the modern technology that we have with in this generation that we have. It's like, they're worlds apart and they're okay with that. But I'm like, you shouldn't be okay with that. It's like, why can't you just somehow meet in the middle, or at least move more towards the now in some sort of way? And that's the one thing that I just had to leave behind. I just felt that I'm okay being, you know, in this live music world where everything that, you know, the modern technology thing, the social media and all that stuff, it will continue to move with the times. So, anywho, that's a long explanation.
That's fine. I think I used to remember reading I don't know if you would call them bills or whatever, the programs. Mm-hmm. And it's like, man, dude, it's like, if you're alive, you just can't get on this shit, can you? Like, it was very, very rare. Like, it's like modern day composers are banned. And I feel the same. I have a similar thing with jazz, man, where it's like, and it's a shame because I like that. And I like to think I have like a lot of jazz thoughts in my head. But I feel like there's a certain, like a lot of the San Antonio venues are like this. And I feel like there's a certain stigma between a lot of not all of them. Because I would put more like less Herbie Hancock and more Wynton Marsalis. And that like, this is jazz, everything else is stupid. You know, like they kind of have that to oversimplify his arguments. Yeah. And I feel like people, like my favorite jazz guy probably for the rest of my life will probably be like Kristen Scott. I don't know if you know what that is, doesn't matter, but he's a New Orleans guy.
But yeah, New Orleans jazz. Huh?
And yeah, and he doesn't necessarily he sounds more like hip hop jazz.
Which is I love that shit. I think that's where.
But I feel like him and some other people that around his age, which I guess is actually our age, I think they get shit from a certain jazz group who just like, all right, this don't count, you know? Like you don't count.
I just think, there's
and it's like they just didn't want like new evolution. I'm like, man, so classical has their gap, and I'm like, jazz is like, all right, so if you weren't made from the 60s to like maybe 78, you ain't jazz.
It's it's just like this one way of doing things, and the people end up being like that just as the music is. And it's like
I feel bad
it's like
saying that. I gotta say, because I'm like, then I shit on all the new hip hop kids, but that's
But I love hip hop that's jazzy. I love jazzy hip hop.
No, I only meant that because it's like you're about to talk about chains and I'm talking about that too, and then I'm like, yeah, but this new hip hop is dick shit. So it's almost like on some level, it's almost like on some hypocritical stuff that I'm saying. But on the other hand, it's like remove the music aside, because that's never really my critique. Mm-hmm. My critique is like, yo, people's bars is kind of shit, and I think. I'm not the one to argue it, but I think there's other people who study this, and like they can make better cases. Like my friend can make better. It's like the bars are shit, and I'm like, and some of those things cannot be debated. like
it's like, I mean, you speak your truth, and that's really what we need.
You can speak your truth, but I'm just saying there's no. It's not to say they aren't speaking their truth too, but it's just like. There's no complexity, it's no like real shit.
Yeah.
It's more like, did it rhyme? Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just, it's being in that world. I mean, I applaud those who went on to become a professor, who are doing their dissertations right now or something, for their PhDs and everything in between. It's like going. And I mean, I've never been to a prep school, but it's like you're constantly in a prep school around people who are just so goody two shoes, so particular about a certain thing. I'm already OCD. I'm very meticulous sometimes too, about certain things. So it just to elevate that and enhance that even more it drove me nuts. And it's like, I need to be around laid-back people. And the thing that was always said is like, oh yeah, live music, that's easy. They always said that music is so I could write a song.
Live music or today music?
Just any popular music, live music, any.
I mean, to some degree, that is true.
I mean, yeah, it's easy to learn, but at the same time, there's so much more to it. There's other elements to those kinds of performances that the classical world can be very ignorant about. There was this ignorance, especially like being 30 minutes away from a live music town. It was like, hello, guys. At least I like how some of the UT musicians can understand both worlds. And there are a lot in San Marcos that are like that too. It's just that as in general, as a whole, for academia, I just feel like there needs to be more integration. Everyone needs to just have a little bit more open mind. But anywho, that's why I'm here, and I'm a publicist for my own business. And I
don't think that took it there. So that's why you didn't do that. But then look, when when you're no longer doing, because you were working in Corpus, right?
Well, I was working my 9-to-5s here in Austin.
Oh, okay. Was it in Austin?
Yeah.
Oh, it was in Austin. That's right.
Sorry.
I don't know why I thought that.
I'm also.
But anyway, so you're
rambling.
doing that. When that job's over, what makes you not get another job? What makes you start your own thing?
I was.
And then why publicist? Or did that relate to what you were doing already?
I started working.
I feel like that was question 2, by the way.
Yeah. See, it's like.
Which is fine. That's fine. That's this thing that.
I mean, I can be about straight answers, or I can be all over the place.
That's good. People understand.
But that's the style of this podcast.
Yeah,
so,
man. That's good. That's good.
When I was working those 9-to-5s, on my last job, I actually got laid off this past February. So it gave me a chance with, the resources, I'll say, to just work on my business. But the PR thing all really started in 2016, not even that long ago. I was doing PR for a festival, for Voyager Music Festival. It was a progressive rock and experimental festival.
That was the music that made me want to play music, prog rock.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
I don't sound like that because
I didn't know
it
that.
requires effort to play prog rock.
Yeah.
One day.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a lot of fun though. It was
Yeah.
a lot of work, and the PR for that was like my first big major PR thing. I think that was actually, I did a couple shows before that festival, but this was basically like my big breakthrough in all of the PR stuff. I had some help, so with a couple contacts, but everything else just kind of just unfolded. It had a lot to do with, I mean, Austin can be like this. It's like, who's in the band? Oh, I know that person. Come in for an interview.
Yeah.
You know, it's the who you know small town thing. And so there was luckily there was like some bands in there that had that, you know, connection. And then after that, I got business from other prog bands. I eventually just ended up with my core musicians, Joe James, Evan Eberner, a touring Texas singer-songwriter. He probably would kill me for saying singer-songwriter. But anyway, it's just a short version because he's a musical entertainer, comedian, loop artist, and storyteller.
Goodness. That's why you said singer-songwriter.
And his name is The Windmills. A good friend of mine. Actually, I rented out a room in his house in South Austin. He was my first place to live in Austin, and just found him off Craigslist, and he was really cool. Had a home studio, and then there was just like one other roommate, so he's really great. And then I got another client, Trent Minter. I can call him singer-songwriter. He'd be okay with that. Acoustic act.
Singer-songwriter.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of singer-songwriters, so they all want to be unique and stuff. And so that's also another thing is I help them with branding and trying to get them to just show and see what we can pull out of them that's unique. And it can be hard to do. But it's worth it, I think. So, yeah. So that's why when I got laid off from my job, I had already started OtherSide Austin last year. And so I'm like, fine, I'm just going to do this, you know, and just go for it. I'll probably fail a little bit along the way, but that's okay. Yeah. And no more waking up at 7 a.m. for bullshit life and all that.
I've been trying to find a way for that for me. And it's probably there right in my face, but I just, I don't know. A lot of times when I use my skill sets for other things, maybe because I probably haven't been paid enough, but I'm always just like deeply like disinterested. So I'm always like, man, I think I probably need to make my money somewhere else because I really like doing these things for me. Mm-hmm. And once I start doing them for other people, I'm like, this ain't that fun.
Yeah, because it ends up just being work, you know. Yeah. I try to make it to where it serves me and them. So that's why I actually, when I bought it, I didn't buy like this big ass fancy camera or anything, but I just bought a camera so I can start making. That's
all you need.
Yeah, so I can start photo editing a little bit and just have my own photos, promo photos, and so we don't have to bring in other people all the time. I'm just beginning on that, but I also like to get my own little podcast too, and just kind of definitely just make it more digital marketing, DIY, and just have it be a spot where musicians can go to get the resources they need at a lower rate. But I actually just raised my rates for the first time recently. So, it's just, you got to make your own way in life is what my dad always said. So that's what he...
I mean, for all those things like the photo and the podcast, we're in the era of the... this is both good and bad, but we're the era of the simplification / dumbification of everything, you know? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So for the two things you listed, I mean, like, I would never do this, but like, you can like take real photos on a real camera and probably put it on your phone and like edit it
Yeah.
real easy and still have it look sexy and shit. And what was this? The podcast, dude? Like,
Yeah.
first off, you got this dude, so he can show you something simple. But second, dude, there's an app. Don't recall what it's called, but like, dude, there's an app, and it'll do. I mean, I think you can upload a file, like if you do a real thing like I do, but honestly, like you can just do the lame shit and record it with your phone, and it'll just upload the whole damn thing to wherever, like so. And there's
I gotta
everything.
find that up.
And then like I like crapping on music too. There's so many people doing so many
Different
what I
things.
might see as like shortcuts or something, but like and it's making hits and making livings off their iPhones right now. Like so track seven Kendrick Lamar is a guy. And I'm not saying he's not talented or nothing, but he just does everything on his iPhone. He's like a guitar player, he just plugs it in.
Right.
And he just does everything on his iPhone.
It's that simple.
So
so that's where
I'm a big believer in the way about like anyone can take photos. Like I know, not trying to, shit on like the real photographer, the top tier ones. But in terms of like just getting whatever people want for Instagram and shit.
Yeah, for the Instagram stuff.
Take these fucking photos. I'm sorry. like
yeah.
So you just take a photo and then like just play with the colors. That's it, dude.
Yeah.
That's it.
There's it's like there's this competition of making your Instagram content the best quality and shit, and I was feeling down about it too. It kind of makes you just like all the comparisons. You're like, oh, this person has like every picture so perfect, and you scroll down their Instagram content and they're all just like photo edited and just like pristine and beautiful. They have the right angle, like everything's just beautiful. And like 50 I think you can only do 30 hashtags. They have like 100 or probably in some cases 200-300 likes, and just all this stuff that I see can get you down, and I'm like, I'm gonna stop looking at that. And Facebook used to be like that. Now I feel like Facebook's just kind of going down the shitter in some ways. Like
it's been that way for a while.
Yeah.
It is dead.
In terms of events too, Facebook events. I'm like,
well, they killed it long ago when they didn't allow you to invite people.
Yeah, they like you can't mass invite anymore. It was like
self-defeating, so it was just
it's so ridiculous. Like
they want you on this platform, but you can't use it.
Yeah, you go to like I used to go to Austin, Texas, and I used to mass invite, and usually I go through and make sure that there weren't people in there that I'm like, yeah, won't ever fucking go to your shows. People don't want to hear from you at all.
Facebook is a very interesting conundrum to me right now, and that
yeah, me too.
And I know you're approaching it. Me, it's probably one of my weaknesses of me as a person, right? I just I oversee things, so I just see things from a level, and like I tell you things about Twitch that like are maybe impressive details and analytics and stuff, but it's like, the fuck you doing? Just go stream why are you learning all this stuff?
Yeah.
I'll just gather data and stuff, about all these things. But the thing I see with Facebook right now, like I said, it's been going down this path, but the hip thing to say, right, the younger you are, right, is Facebook is dead, right? Who uses it? Obviously. Yeah. I get that. Well, it's weird because it's like, sure, Facebook is dead for the young generation, right? And I don't even know what to do on there, right? But this company is bigger than ever. They're creating more jobs than ever. When I had 2 interviews with them recently, and one of them told me, they have a music composition group on there. You know what I mean? So they got some things going on in that company. But they're not growing. But right. I mean
they're just growing in a different way.
And that's true too, but I mean
than what we're used to, probably.
It's weird because I'm like part of me thinks it might be similar to pop music in that you get the hardcore fan base to stop you. But it's I don't think they need us no more, because I think they have the mainstream audience, which would be, let's just say, everybody, the older age group or the normal age group, and those people now are in it, and that might be what just fine to sustain. Like, so what? We don't got the young people. They'll keep fighting for them. And then in a lot of ways they do. Why? Because all these people, I know you're smart enough to know this, and a lot of them are too, but all these people are like, fuck Facebook. I'm going to go to Instagram. And I'm like, they own them, right? Like,
Yeah.
I hate people who leave but like are like angry at Facebook, but I'm going to just be on Instagram. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? The fuck does that even mean?
But the thing now is that Facebook wants you to directly post to their, like, to be, I think someone used this term recently, native to Facebook. Like, you got to upload the video to the Facebook, to the news feed directly. You can't share from YouTube or from Instagram because otherwise you don't get on the algorithms. And
that's been a thing because they want you in their infrastructure.
Right. And that makes sense. It's just that they used to be more loose with that, and they really tightened that up.
Yeah, that changes every year to benefit whatever they feel needs to be benefit.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to read that unless you're part of that team making those decisions. But, so yeah, that's it's good you brought that up because I'm like, what I did notice in the last year, and I'm probably just thinking of a certain guy, but is that even though this thing is dying, there is a certain level of content creator who has risen on Facebook. They're essentially just doing what you did on YouTube, but they just do it on Facebook now. And most of those people, however, though, they're the opposite of me. They're short form. There are some long form on there, but most of them are short form content people. So things that you can package into a minute or two, and those people have kind of risen. And even though you don't get paid on it because they aren't really ads on there for that,
right?
There's still like, there's other ways, whether it's just like people contact them and book them or whatnot, or the one that comes to mind easily is Nas Daily and his whole team of content creators. Like those people have risen a lot, and like he made $90K last month, I think he said.
Damn.
But obviously none of it directly from Facebook, but at the same time, Facebook is his main place, and he doesn't use YouTube at all. He's very anti-YouTube. He finds it worthless for the same reasons you just said. Algorithm sucks, can't be found. So this is what I'm saying. Like, it's very interesting. It's like it's dead. It's dead for a lot of the young group, but at the same time, it's like, well, this guy just rose, during that whole dead period. So it's just like
you also have to have so many followers in order to get your own YouTube link, your customized one, something like that.
Yeah.
And that would make it easier for people to find you. But I found
I don't think it's easier for people to type your name instantly versus just typing search. I mean, like, unless your name is like as common as like Joe, that's gonna be a problem. Joe's gonna have a tough time, but like, it ain't like you have a tough time finding me, you know. But my name is weird, like versus Steve might be,
Yeah.
So if your name's unique and you just type search into YouTube, but in order to get it like YouTube / whatever, like Steve, that you got to be at a certain level at this point.
I've also found another little trick is that in the search bar, like, or in your about section in your YouTube, you should put all your handles, like for your Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or whatever, and even put it in the description. So that when you type in the search bar, you can type the handle and you'll pop up as the first one. So tell people, instead of like, oh, look me up on YouTube, tell them, look me up on YouTube, use my handle, because then that'll pop up. And that's like probably like a good way to cheat the system. I don't know. But that's something I found out and I told my clients about. I was like, yeah, do that. Or sometimes they ask me to do some YouTube admin and just kind of get it all organized and stuff, because sometimes people just like upload and like they're not very. Yours is really good. You're really meticulous about
I made that. I need to do the second thing that I just noticed started happening in a month. So like, now my homepage has the auto playlist thing for the ones that I care about, because then if you click on playlist, I have like 15 just from everything I've ever done ever. That's my Frank Zappa discography, where it's just everything. But the only ones that are relevant right now are just 4, so you only see those 4. However, I've been noticing it hasn't become the thing yet, but some people have it, and I first noticed it with the Joe Budden YouTube channel. If what I like to do, and this might be a me thing, I'm always very not the grain, so I like to usually always click on videos and just find whatever I want. If I click on videos on Joe Budden, it has a playlist menu within them or two, and the first one is Joe Budden's music. He don't even make music no more, but I mean, but you have to click. It starts off on his music, so now you might make a mistake and click some. But then it has podcasts, and then it has something else, and then the final one is the normal view, which would normally be on videos, uploads. You know? Oh
wow!
But I do not know how to make that yet. But I'm sure it's just one Google search or YouTube array.
Yeah.
But that was really interesting because I was like, man, what is the point of even doing this? Because I was like, it was just weird because he also has, and like a lot of people has the homepage set up like a playlist. But I was like, why are you like almost like complicating the video menu?
Yeah.
Because now you're like playlisting the video menu too.
Yeah.
So I'm probably gonna do that for me too with the same thing, the active channels, you know, and then the final one will be uploads.
Yeah.
But I just found that funny. It's like we're almost. Is where part of me almost thinks like, again, you know, just for to insult people, but for the dumber people, it's just like like make things simpler. It's like you click on
always
videos,
simple.
here's the play, even though the playlists are right there on the
People
homepage.
don't want to search that much. You know, when you send out press release materials and stuff like that, do you one thing I was trained on is you put the YouTube or the music link right at the very top. So all I have to do is just listen. They're probably not going to read your fucking press release. I went to a South by Southwest session. She says, yeah, we don't read them. Like, you know, I actually went the opposite side because I wanted to be a journalist, a music journalist, actually. In high school, I was on the newspaper staff and, you know, journalism and stuff like that. My brother was in yearbook. We were both writers. And so I wanted to do that, but then that was when, you know, the war on terror and like, you know, Boosh and lots of Fox News and all this other crap, and everyone was just so mad and like, and I thought, oh, all journalists are assholes. Like I was like really not looking into it, but at the same time, I still feel that way now. So I'm like, okay, I was still right. But there are, you know, it's just like the beauty is in like original podcasts, independent podcasts, and what they call the dark internet, something like that.
Oh my, the dark intellectual web.
Dark intellectual web.
I just heard that. I think that's what it's called.
I think
it's
so.
Some along those lines. I just heard that.
YouTube people.
I just heard that because I saw Jordan Peterson speak for the first time.
Oh, I haven't.
And he
watched that.
And he was like, "Yeah, man, we're part of this group," or like not that he wanted to be, but like they just kind of placed him there. And I was like, "The fuck is this? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?" And I was like. I don't know. It just sounded like a weird group. I'm like, man.
I wouldn't want to call it that though.
Yeah.
It's just like they kind of just claim that term.
Yeah.
But I understand that they're doing that to be an alternative to the mainstream media.
Yeah.
And that's really all that's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And but anyway, I still feel that way about, you know, even like during the Bush years, I was like, God, being a journalist, you have to be like a motherfucking, you know, scammer and asshole and a shark. And I'm like, that's not in my personality. I'm just going to do music.
Sometimes I'm like, I wonder if I should be a journalist. Because many years ago,
I think you might do well.
Before I was doing this podcast, somebody, it's funny because I always felt like he liked me because of PC. Not necessarily because he liked me. No, but I think it was more like, I think he played it. And I could be wrong, but I just always read this weird vibe from him. He's in Corpus now, though, this guy, a musician. But he always called me like, man, hey, you a guerrilla journalist, you know? Because I would always show up to the venues and a lot of those, this is when I was doing a lot of these, the concert recordings, like all at the venues. And I was doing a lot of them. But yeah, sometimes I'm like, man, I see what I'm doing here. I'm like, man, maybe I should, I don't even know how, but maybe I should figure out this journalist thing.
Yeah, it's I mean, and also it just evolved so quickly, even, you know, post 2003, and so it's just as well. I mean, I'm glad music got me to where I needed to be. The network that I'm in now. I mean, that I wouldn't be in Austin if it wasn't for like me auditioning for grad school, and because otherwise I wouldn't have known how to get the fuck out of Corpus, and a lot of people.
I can't speak for everybody's situation, but me, I was like, I know right now I could leave today. I was more for me. It's like just fear of the unknown, and that's all.
And I think a lot of people, they don't take that chance, and I think that's everywhere.
I don't have no attachments or nothing. You know, I literally want to sell everything I own except for this stuff, like that I used to make stuff. You know,
right.
So my computers, instruments, the end. Like I don't really need anything. I bought an air mattress last year, just ready to sell my bed. You know, like
yeah.
So I'm like, I don't want nothing. Everything's too much. It pisses me off. I just want make stuff. And
I like to simplify. Like I actually don't have a lot of clothes. I wear this shirt like so many times.
I don't even want a couch, dude. I don't even want
you're just like, fuck. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Tomas was like, no, you getting the couch because I'm going to stay over. It's like,
I'll bring it over on my way.
Because he was like, because I would stay at his place in here in Austin, and like, you know, I'm always talking about moving to LA. He's like, no, you getting a fucking couch because I'm going to sleep on your couch. It's like,
and you know what's going back to Robert Tisdale? Like I felt so bad.
Yeah, baby, let's take it back. Let's do it.
Been meaning. I meant to hang out with him. It just didn't line up when he was here for like 2 months or something. I was like, God damn it! But we originally met him when he and another friend. What's his name? They opened up Subspace ATX, which was this place for, you know, independent electronic music, and I did an article on the venue, and that's how Robert and I met and stuff. And I don't even know.
What was he doing there? Because I feel like by the time I meet him, music's already like in a certain area for him. Like it's not the main thing.
I guess he rented out the space. It was like it's a gym by day, and it was an electronic venue by night.
Oh shit.
So like all the workout equipment was on the side and covered up.
That's how you make
So like there was, I don't think he ran the gym. It was just he was able to rent it out during the night or something like that. And BYOB, and like they had some good stuff going on. The one night I was able to go, but it closed down pretty soon after that, and then Robert took off to Mexico. I was like, okay, he's in Mexico. So
he's one of the people I'm jealous of, man.
He's just everywhere.
Because he can remote work.
Mm-hmm.
And he told me, like, hey, man, you can do this too if you learn this shit. But I don't know if I want to learn that shit. But
he's been trying to teach me some stuff every now and then. So I've been getting actually some pointers. He took a look at my rate card, and it's like, it's got this red background. And he goes, that red is eye rape. I was like, oh, fuck, okay. Cool, thanks.
Sounds like him.
But he goes, by the way, your rates are really low. That's what he said.
Oh, yeah, no, he's a big pioneer of, what would we call it? I guess, I don't know if entrepreneur in this. Freelance.
He's all about the freelance.
Yes.
And that's cool because that's really what I am too. And he sent me this speech, this lecture.
Yep.
And it was called "Fuck You, Pay Me," and it was like the coolest. Like I just loved it. I enjoyed it.
Dude talking in a class.
Yeah,
I think I might have seen.
You seen it? Yeah. Fuck you, pay me. So he talked about how to make sure you get paid and what to do when maybe you have a very, very loose contract in place or something like that. It was really cool, but it's also like basing off the line from Goodfellas when Maury says, fuck you, pay me, or I want my money. Yeah, I was like, oh, that's great, because I love Goodfellas. One of my favorite movies. When I was growing up, me and my sister, we didn't like, maybe Clueless was like the girly movie we watched, but other than that, we, for her birthday, she got all 3 Godfathers. And like, she's like this 15, 16-year-old and wants to watch all this blood and guts and shit and gangsters and learn about all of that. And I'm like, are you for real right now? She's like, yeah, well, that's what I wanted. My sister she's like, it's like this dark.
I mean, to be fair, like those guys are living pretty good, except for the ones that die.
Yeah. But growing up, I didn't understand it though. And then when I watched it again, I was like, oh, okay, yeah. I mean, it's like,
I haven't
it's an
seen
adult
those movies
film
as an adult. Maybe part one I kind of sort of maybe have, but I haven't seen the rest.
Oh, the second or third one?
As an adult, like, or maybe ever,
right.
maybe, I don't know, because as a young kid, I didn't need to see that shit.
The third one, when it came out, I guess I was old enough to like start understanding, and I remember not liking it that much, and then I watched it again. I was like, I still don't like it as much, and of course the cousin thing, because like, sorry if I'm spoiling it for you or whatever, but like,
spoil this to me.
like there's two first cousins in the movie that fall in love, and so when
part three.
In part three.
Yeah, so, part three, they always say is trash.
Yeah. It came out in 1990 or no, yeah.
Something like that.
Somewhere around there. And Evan and I were watching it recently, and he was like, "Oh, I can't sit through this." It was like, I was like, my sister was the same way.
From what I understand,
he was like, I can't sit through this.
Well, I don't remember the reason, but basically, I think some last minute shit happened with some actor or something, and that's how the daughter gets cast, like Coppola's daughter or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Like, I don't think she was supposed to be in that role. Originally.
Oh, right, yeah, his daughter, yeah.
And it was supposed to be someone else, and
that makes sense. She did a good job.
I think after that, like, things sort of changed. I think it was supposed to be like, it seemed like it was supposed to be a slightly different idea. And then the last minute, things didn't work out, and they're like, go.
She did a good job playing a little girl with a dirty mind. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with her? Because she was actually the one coming on to him more than he was to her. And then when he became the godfather or godfather in training, she got the cold shoulder, but she was like, I love you. And I'm like, you're fucking gross. Stop it. It was just like, it was hard to watch for me. But then again, just like the rest of the Godfathers, I mean, all the blood and guts and stuff, and just, whatever. I guess it goes hand in hand. But still, like the end, whatever. Goodfellas, yes, that's like something my sister and I get together and we watch that with a glass of wine, and that's our bonding time.
Gotcha.
I don't know.
Hey, man. Different strokes.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah.
All right, so I'm going to hit you with these life questions.
Oh, the life questions.
Yeah. And then we can...
wrap it up.
Yeah. So what's your goal in life?
So what's my goal in life?
Yeah.
Gosh. My goal in life. I hate to say it, it's just all about career, maybe. I don't know. My goal in life is to succeed...
There's nothing wrong with that, by the way.
At working my business, my own job.
Yeah.
From anywhere. And yeah, kind of like Robert, like travel, do the remote work. And I think that's when I think of goal, that's my goal. It's tied to work. Yeah. And career. So, and of course have Evan alongside, and he do his thing too.
You can come too.
Yeah, you can come too. If you want. He's included. No. But yeah.
All right. What do you believe that people think you're crazy for believing?
Probably, and this is a heavy topic, so I'll try to keep it short. Most recently, the one thing that comes to mind, I'm not a feminist anymore.
Yeah.
When I told you about the women in rock and all that stuff, at that time, I didn't consider myself a feminist either. I used to tell professors it's a very non-feminist thesis, but they called it feminist because it's women's studies in a little bit, in a sort of, in that light. But I was like, okay, well, it's a very non-feminist study thesis. And so they're like, oh, okay, well, whatever makes you feel better. I think they were trying to tell me that, yeah, it is a feminist thesis, so you can't get around that. But I'm like, okay, I understand. But the people in it, Janis Joplin, she was approached by feminists in the 60s. She didn't like it. She said she doesn't, and that's one thing that people get wrong all the time now. They're like, oh, Janis Joplin was a big feminist. She was like one of the original feminists of that generation. And I said, no. She didn't like it. She got questioned by a lot of feminist magazines at that time. And she just thought, man, why can't they just fucking relax and have a good time? That's why she was just like, I just want to have a good time. She was all about that. And
sometimes you got to rewrite history.
I know. And I'm like, I've been wanting, every time I see people write that on social media, I want to comment and be like, no. I'm like, no, don't go down the rabbit hole. Going back to the social media, waste of time. But, so there's that. And also the Hart sisters. They love the idea of a democracy with men in their band, but they wanted to write songs. And they did it in a way to where they weren't like trying to, you know, like kick down the door, but not be such a asshole about it, right? And probably the only one that was maybe a little bit more feminist was Madonna. Madonna, of course, did it in a way using just her sexuality to break that barrier, but she still was artsy about it, not as in going on mainstream media and say, I'm a feminist, that's why you should like me, and that's why you should like all my music. That's what I don't like now. And just, yeah, I just didn't feel that way. I started to feel that way maybe in the past few years, but as of last year, I was like, no, I just can't, I can't get with that. It's just, it's pushed me away or it has left me. And so that's probably what people think I'm crazy for believing or saying or declaring is that I'm not a feminist anymore. So, but I still believe that, you know, I can stand my ground at the same time.
3 things you thankful for in life.
I am thankful for my family, my mother and father. They've raised me very well. Tough love. And, you're getting tired.
I told you, man. I'm just like, I'm not used to these right now.
Yeah, I know. But
that's the way I'm telling you. Wow, man. Had this been next week, man, I was eating the other way, man, I'd be wired. I couldn't sleep at all eating, which was ridiculous.
That's been going on. I think everyone's been having some insomnia. But anyway, thankful for my mother and father and my family, for Evan. The ability to, the desire to stand apart from convention and not do what everyone pressures you to do. That's just something I'm always going to be passionate about. I'm always going to be assertive about. So.
All right, those were 3 things, right? Because I feel like it was a lot.
It was
of combos.
a lot.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. It was sorry.
No, it's not wrong. I was just like, sometimes I just get grouped. All right, 3. Where do you see yourself 3 years in the future?
I even came up with a 10-year plan at one point. I see myself traveling with Evan, doing my business, and also playing flute again a lot more.
You did mention that.
Yeah. I for now I just do session work a little bit, not even a lot, like maybe like a phrase.
Damn.
4 bars. Like they need me right here and then right there. Like just these
I need
little
a flute
things.
intro. That's it. Though.
I need 2 notes.
or it might be some beat guy talking about like, you heard this Future song? You heard that?
Yeah,
I need me some flute. So
I just need me some flute. Play 2 notes. Okay, you're done. All right, thank you. Here's $50.
There you go.
Cool.
And then they make $10 billion.
Yeah, it's like, I don't get any of that. Of course, it's 2 notes. Yeah, it's like the licensing agreement on that.
What is the perfect day?
Sorry.
It's a joke, apparently. That's what it is. It's a fucking joke.
No, it reminds me of Miss Congeniality. Describe the perfect date.
Is that a thing in that movie? I don't know. I don't think that's the Sandra Bullock movie, right?
Yeah, it's not too hot, not too cold. All you need is a light jacket. And she said April 25th. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, the perfect day is waking up with Evan not working the 9 to 5 and us doing music, maybe going to a show, traveling to a show out of town. We definitely want to make plans to go to London, visit his friends. I don't know, Italy, whatever. Something like that.
You're like so interested, and you're like, I guess it's fucking Italy, whatever.
It's like I'm gonna round up that whole answer with whatever.
All right, okay. You lost interest in your own answer. You're like, what the fuck's a perfect day? You're like, well, it's fucking perfection is ass. I don't even like perfection. This shit's overrated.
Oh,
like,
now I have the hiccups.
This is the last one of the life questions.
Okay.
But it's a 3-parter. So.
Okay, I'll try and keep it short.
I like, I wish, I wonder, but just for the last year of your life. So I like that I did, I wish I had done, and I wonder what would have happened if. And I can ask them all again as you answer them. But just for the last year of your life. So I like that I did.
I like that I did. Sorry. Thought it was something
can't
funny.
Stop laughing, dude. Just can't stop.
I'm also keeping myself awake.
That's good. Yeah, no, it helps me too. I'm smiling and shit. I don't think we talked about this on the podcast, but like this shit, I know I do this shit in New York.
Smile?
Yeah, what the fuck is that? The fuck is that? I don't know.
So you come here and you're like, all of a sudden smiles and like,
well, nah, I beat that shit in me. And people started saying hi to me, and I was like, what?
Yeah. Like, hi, how
yeah,
are
I was
you?
like, what are you doing? Like, why are you talking to me right now?
Yeah.
Like,
it's like, the fuck? Yeah.
Shit.
It's like, you want to start a fight?
Hugging me and shit. What the fuck is this shit? I was like,
oh, we're all sweet down here.
Yeah.
Sweet, sensitive, two-faced motherfuckers. No, I'm just kidding.
I didn't know.
Don't know how to tell the truth, motherfuckers.
I was never afraid. I would say like I was never afraid of New York, right?
I know, and now you're afraid here.
No, not here. I was never afraid of New York until the first time I went to New York after living here. And then I was like, oh shit.
You go back and you're like,
because I was like, like I would always listen to hip hop and you hear all this, tragic shit and blah, especially like 90s hip hop, like blah, blah, blah. And I guess I'm growing up, in Stevenson Commons. It's just another projects. And I'm growing up in that and you see that and I'm like, yeah, this ain't as bad as these songs though. And then I went back and I was like, oh shit. Like, it was as bad as these, because now I had like contrast and comparison, and it's like, because like the whole thing of knowledge is power, and like you don't know, you only know what you know, so you don't know until you know, so it's just like that. I never thought any of that was bad that I was growing up around, because it was normal.
Life.
Yeah. So I was
you're normal.
In my opinion, I still had a great childhood, in my opinion, but it was just like, it wasn't until I went back where I was like, oh what the fuck is, what is this? No, it's funny you touch your heart. I was like, what is this? Like, what is this? I've never felt this before. And I was like, is this what they call the fear? I was
the New York fear.
I was like, yeah, dude. I was like, it was crazy. I get it. And it's fun. I told that story to my sister, who she was one of those people who like, she wanted to leave New York ASAP, so she leaves as soon as she turns 18.
Damn.
And she was like, damn right. She was like, that's why I left. She was like, she didn't need no comparison.
Like, I saw it clearly.
She didn't need no contrast, nothing. Yeah. She was just like, I'm leaving this shit.
Yeah.
But
it's funny though. I feel like when Texans, they go to New York, or anyone from the South, they're like, oh, I gotta be all, like hard, or whatever they call it, I
noticed something different. I noticed everybody's excited as fuck to go to New York. And it's like, I get it, because you guys are going to Manhattan.
Right.
That's what,
yeah. It's like, you're going to Manhattan and nowhere else.
I see. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You'd be damn fucking scared to go anywhere else.
Yeah. I was like, now Brooklyn too Brooklyn is just baby Austin.
Yeah.
So Brooklyn.
Evan, when Evan and I visited Brooklyn, I was like, oh, this is such a happy little happy land. I'm like, there was some projects there, of course, but we were walking around, I was like, oh, okay, so that's where that's at, still surrounded by Coney Island, and
if you want to hear some silly
nice
shit,
neighborhoods.
This is a silly feeling, but it's just how I grew up. So like a few years ago, I was staying in Spanish Harlem because my friend I grew up with, but he's living in Spanish Harlem, and I'm like, man, of all the people in the neighborhood right now, you're the one who made it, dude, because he's working like a nice IT job that pays him decent money. He's living in fucking Harlem now and shit, and it's nice.
Wow.
And so one day I go for a walk, And, I'm just checking out Harlem, and out the corner of my left eye, like on the block I'm walking, so I'm actually walking on it. I see basketball courts, and then I look, and I was like, what's this? And it was the fucking projects. And I was like, my heart skipped. And I was like, what the fuck is that? Like, it just came out of nowhere. I was like, all this normal Harlem, by normal, I mean, like, not like tall 20-story building. I was like, what the fuck just happened?
It's like, why?
And then Central Park comes literally like right after it. And I was like, what the fuck?
Like, oh shit.
I just kept walking to Central Park, but I was like, what is this?
Walk a little faster, catch the next bus. Yeah. Oh yeah, when we were there though, when we were in Harlem.
It ain't bad, but it's just in my head. No. I have these things.
We were on the bus, and then we took the subway and the bus and all that. And then, there was, just folks starting fights left and right. This one college student, what's the university around the way?
NYU?
No, it wasn't NYU. Evan could probably tell you. Anyway, there was just this college student on the bus, and subway, and she was just like staring off into the distance, and maybe I think her eyes landed on this woman, and she took offense to it, and she goes, "Why are you looking at me? Don't look at me. Look at somebody else. Why the fuck are you looking at me?" And she's like, I don't know. And she just like stopped looking at her and just looked the other way, and then Evan goes, "It's okay." And I was like, what just happened?
It's okay.
And then because I was like staring off into the distance, like trying not to make eye contact with anyone. I was like, what just happened? And he was just like, I'll tell you later.
I'll tell you later.
I was like, wow, that was really fast, and it got really tense in like 5 seconds.
I remember. So it's funny. I was gonna tell this before, but we just kept tangenting when we were talking about New York.
Yeah.
One of the first times I go back to New York too, man, like I'm walking towards my neighborhood, right? And I don't know what the hell it is or what happened, man, but this guy's walking to me. We're just walking the opposite direction. But I don't know who started this, but I caught his eyes like I'm looking at you now, and he caught my eyes. And whenever like he noticed that I noticed and we noticed, we did not let go, but we keep walking. And we just keep walking and staring at each other. And it's like we don't let go till like literally like till maybe a few after. We're just like still walking. And then we just keep walking.
Yeah.
And then, but it was just a lot of like just dead eyes. Look. And
you're like, you already caught me looking at you. I might as well just keep on looking.
Well, I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was with me. I know he was like, what the fuck? But me, I don't know, man. I'm just doing it too, like.
You're like, might as well.
It just might have been like inside too. It's like, well, what the fuck? You looking right back at me, looking at you,
Yeah.
There's no sense to it, but it's just.
It's like, why are you looking at me? Why are you looking at me? Why are you looking at me?
It's just.
I'm gonna keep looking at you until I figure out why you're looking at me.
So I don't know, man.
It's like a staring contest.
Something about over there, man.
Yeah.
I don't know, but the thing is. All that shit goes away once we know you. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just like some force field of like.
And here, if they don't know you, it's just like phone. Like.
But now I see the phone thing. I could probably see that anywhere now, though.
Well, yeah,
so common. You know?
Yeah. So that's a bad comparison, but more like they'll say hi. I mean, of course, people in the South, they say hi.
Yeah.
But there's a lot more shyness to it now than there was before. I mean, when my mom was coming up, in South Texas, I would watch her at the grocery store, just say hi to anybody, strike up a conversation, and they'd be fine with it. You do it now, it's just like this little bit more awkward, moment. But especially here in Austin, though. It's like everyone's just like, don't talk to me, I can't, I'm socially awkward. Everyone's socially awkward.
That might be again because of the phone, dude.
The phone, but it's just like everyone gets to claim being socially awkward. It's like, no, you weren't socially awkward like 5 years ago. Now you are? Well, no, I don't think so.
that goes with like trends of like everybody's a nerd now, right? Everybody plays games now, like whether they are hard into it or not. Like everybody's just like, like. You can't hear anybody's success story and almost like 90% of them, right? If you're a model, I was ugly. If you're this, I was that. It's almost they're not all that, but like that's just the thing, whether it was true or not. You know, that's just the thing. They so like people like to do. Like, can't tell you how many Twitch people I watch, and they'll all be like, "I'm shy." It's like, motherfucker, you got like 100 people watching, you got 1,000 people.
Yeah, they're just trying to like.
And they're
I'm
like,
gonna
but you
dumb
don't
down
understand.
my.
It's on webcam. It's different. I can't do it. If we were in person, though, I'd be freaking out.
Yeah.
You know, like, and that could be true, to be fair. But I mean, like,
it's like they're gonna dumb down their persona because they just don't want to keep that energy going, or it's scary to them. It's like, diva personalities are like, no, fuck that. This is who I am, and I'm gonna continue to be that person. Maybe they have like a shy side whenever they're off stage or not in an interview, but still, it's like at least be consistent and not back down or go back on it. I mean, maybe I can claim that I'm shy or, you know, I'm a little uptight. I mean, people will tell you that about me, but it's just, I think the idea is to improve and get better and not be like, oh, now I'm stupid and dumb and like little and small. I don't know.
The constant growth.
Yeah. So did I answer the question?
I don't think at all. Or did you? I like that I did. That was the question, right?
I like that I did.
In the last year.
I like that I did. Wait, what was? But what did I say though? And originally, like,
I don't know. I think we just started talking, which is fine. Which I enjoy.
Like that I did.
Just in the last year.
In the last year.
Yeah.
Of
and
my
if
life.
you did, we probably talked so much I forgot.
I like that I did in the last year of my life.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just the last 12 months, whatever.
So it. Okay, reflecting on my entire life, though, right?
No, just the last year. What are you doing? What kind of cheating shit you trying to pull here? Like in the last year, but in my entire life of my last year, right? What kind of like lawyer shit is that? That's some lawyer shit. That's some like some contract bullshit you've been like.
Yeah, I'm glad we're doing this. I like that I did. God, that's such a hard one though.
Why?
Like, I don't know. What is yours?
Damn, I probably answered this before and it's probably something different. Damn, but I didn't expect to think of one now. What did I like that I did? Because I mean, I could say that I kept doing this, but it's easy. I'm trying because I want to pick something good now, so that's why. So it's like.
See, it's hard, isn't it?
No, well, I mean, I didn't expect to answer questions, so I was even ready.
Well, I didn't expect to answer that question either, you know.
But you're the fucking guest. You're supposed to get shit.
I had a
I'm like, no, I'm gonna answer this damn question, yo. Like, the thing that's coming to mind is whack, though. Like, I don't like it. It's probably I'm not very happy with that person either. Not too late. But I don't know. The thing that's coming to mind is just like me, just talking to some girl. That was it.
You like that you did talk to some girl?
Oh well, I don't want to give more details about her, like in terms of like name and all that shit. But it was more like because I think because I had to go out of my way to interact with her, because based on like how I know her, I shouldn't ever be in her circle, you know. So like that like still even now in my older age, you know, like any of this icebreaker bullshit, that shit can be tough, man. Like, but you know what? It's only
because I like a lot of things that I did. Yeah. It's
only, but you see, it's only tough for me when it involves me liking a girl because I notice if this person, girl or guy, has anything I want. Like related to whether creativity, business, money, whatever, I don't give a fuck. You know, like I'm gonna go. But if it's just me liking you, then it's like, oh man, like, and I start to overcomplicate it. Like I'm young still, you know what I mean?
Oh wow.
So like, yeah, I know I haven't gotten over that hump for some reason.
But you like that you did talk.
Well, I mean, and then we got to, you know, hang out for at least a month, and then like it went to the usual, like, all right, this ain't gonna work out, and ignore me now. But I mean, like,
did she ghost you?
Yeah, essentially. And then it's what pissed me. All right, so here we go. Now we gonna go. Like, see what pissed me off. So what pissed me off about that, right? It was like, so I think like right before Thanksgiving, I used Thanksgiving as like an excuse, like, hey man, I treated this shit like a job interview. I was like, yo man. can you give me some feedback? I said, what the fuck I did that you just stopped talking to me, you know? Because I was like, I thought we was hanging out. It was like kind of cool or whatever, you know? Like, not, I mean, not the greatest shit, but whatever. Like, not to be like, all right, fuck this guy. I ain't gonna talk to him ever again.
What'd she say?
She told me basically that she found someone else, right? Mm-hmm. And that she was so caught up in this person's world that she just didn't answer me, you know? And I think from her perspective, like, it was maybe her way of like, all right, I'm dating someone else. I don't want to hurt this guy's feelings or something, or like,
I hate that.
And it was more like, and to me, like, I didn't care at all that she was dating someone else.
Right.
Like, as me, like, who's like, this goes like beyond girls now. As me, like, this probably more like my 20s, having moved from New York to Texas, having no friends, like, just like learning to communicate different, and like having like all these communication gaps with brand new cultures and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
I know. It's crazy.
I'm big like on like, yo, you gotta communicate. You don't fuck with me, don't fuck with me. Just tell me that.
Yeah.
Has she just told me like literally, hey man, like I don't want to date you. I'm gonna go someone else. I would have been probably just fucking fine.
Yeah.
But
People
guys not talking to me. Like it's like I said, it's beyond a girl guy, because there's guys who do this shit to me too.
Yep.
Like fucking well, I guess I'm not a band no more, but like still, there's some people is that piss me the fuck off.
People
like,
are so scared and they're pussies. Sorry.
Yes, no, it's fine. Yeah. You curse all the fuck you want. Yeah.
It's like, do I say the word pussy? No, just kidding.
No, I will say this. In PC, yo, sometimes I'm like, man, should I say pussy? Because sometimes I say that. I'm like, I don't know. PC-wise.
Chappelle said that in his first Netflix special. No, the second.
He has a lot.
First or
because,
second.
Because there's two each, you know? So it's
there's
hard.
Two each.
There's two
no,
each.
it was the first one. It was like the either Austin or LA. But he was sitting down when he said it, and he was smoking a cigarette, and he goes, does the word pussy offend you? People were like, no. And then he went on this... there's this story telling about how this woman, stood up in the audience and said, that was offensive, Dave Chappelle. Something like that. I don't know. And, so, like, there is too much PC in comedy now. But I love how Dave Chappelle is just kind of saying, no, fuck that. We're not
But he's
PC.
OG. He's baby grandfather.
I love it. And
that's what it should be.
Mo's he's not particularly PC either. He has such a great way of going about it too, about the political atmosphere we're in now. I have to say that I think other comedians are really they're just fucking it up. Like I see these Netflix specials.
Yo, everyone, this is the good and bad of now that I said dumbification and simplification of everything.
Yeah.
What it also good and bad is that everyone has a special now.
The thing is, okay, here's the thing. I'm not sure if Seinfeld said it. Oops, sorry. I'm not sure if Seinfeld said it directly to anyone or to a news outlet, but he actually does not want to do any Trump jokes or anti-Trump jokes. I know why, though. It's not that he's a supporter. It's because it's lazy. Like, it is so... What's the first thing that a comedian will talk about in his stand-up? Obviously, Trump. It's so lazy. It's so simple and lazy.
Do you think it's lazy for the late night host to do it since they're on every day or no?
Oh, yeah. I think so. Like, it's just like, oh, I could talk about Trump today. I was like, yeah, that's like half your material for your fucking open monologue.
What about the guys who are political guys like Bill Maher and John Oliver?
I think that's where it should be, though. Like, it's just...
Because that is what they do no matter who's in office.
Their show. Yeah. Right, exactly. It's like, oh, I need to laugh about this. I'm going to go to Bill Maher and and listen to what he says, and it'll be fucking funny. Or maybe it won't be funny to you, but I think he has his moments of being funny. But yeah, like I switch on and I see these, to Netflix and I see these trailers and she's like, yeah, they're like making jokes about Trump and stuff. I'm like, that. I'm like, yeah, people will laugh at that. God, it's just so lazy and stupid to me. I'm like, get something new. I think a friend of mine told me that one of the stand-up comics here in town, they had something at Speakeasy a few months ago, and the guy was just like telling Trump jokes the entire thing. Yeah. The entire thing. It's like, yes, maybe if it's too much, if it is a good thing, it might be too much of a good thing. Anyway. getting.
No, it's fun. It's cool that you say that it's lazy though, and that makes sense. But at the same time, that also implies lazy, right? Because it's simple, and by it being simple, it also makes it a mass market thing. So it's just like I'm not. I would be in all my art, right? I don't do the mass market thing, so I'm like, I get it. I would probably be on your side, but at the same time, maybe that's why I'm not successful. But I mean, like those seem to be I won't say the easy ways, but those seem to be like time and time proven again that if you simplify whatever it is you do, more than likely it has a higher chance of success rate, you know? So
Right. And even if
Trump might be lazy, but Trump works, right? Trump sells.
It works for me. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, it really works. And it's just like, it's probably going to just be a thing until maybe he gets out of office or whatever. But, I just think that's just, the tragedy of comedy right now. Comedy has turned to tragedy in a sense, maybe. But it can
happy
be...
sad face.
It can... Happy sad face, yeah. It can... Speaking of emojis.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
I can do it like this. This is my...
just do
I
that.
do real life emojis. I don't know what this is. It's like flip flappers or some shit.
Girls.
Maybe is that the move?
Face.
Would that work? If I saw you in the club and I was like this, would that work? Would that work?
Do you still go to the club?
I don't know, man. Is that not where people? I don't know where people meet, man. I think that's another. Like I don't really like hunt people down like either. So it's like if I see people and it just catches me, that's usually how it happens because I'm not out there. I've never tried any of dating. If I really wanted like to date or girlfriend, I'm like, yeah, it's like apps and shit now, and now it's like normal now. It's not like how it was where it's like, ew, you use Tinder like when it first started. Like now it's like, oh, like it's normal, you know. It's just.
I remember
a thing.
when the first thing, I was like, ew, Tinder, and that's like,
like almost no one used
gross.
it.
Like it's like Craigslist for dating, like the new Craigslist of dating.
Yeah, I'll end that story. What I was talking about with that girl though, but we fast forward to like recently. Cause I pretty much just told like that part how it ended, but like you fast forward to recently, and I was kind of like I didn't really like contact her after that, right? Because that was it. Really, there's really nothing more to do. A thing I do a lot. Sometimes I'm serious about it, and sometimes I'm not. But I guess I do kind of invite a lot of people like to the podcast, right? Like, but I noticing lately like a lot of people have been saying yes. That like I feel like slowly the ladder's climbing to some of the guests that I can get on.
Yeah.
So I feel like at some point, like, oh, I don't have to get like normal friends no more, you know? Like, no offense to them, because I mean, like, and I don't even mean like you. I mean, like, because there's some people I got on in the earlier ones who are like just friends. So I'm like, hey, I think it'd be cool to talk to you and shit.
Right. And now it's
but if you really want to search hard, this girl is on there. She was in one of the earlier ones, you know?
Oh.
But I was joking.
My podcast and
yeah, that's my move. That's my move.
Because you want to come for a late night podcast.
There you go. But like yeah, so I'm like always talking to like a lot of people, and she's there too. So I'm like, hey man, you should come on again and blah blah. And she was like, yeah, I do want to come on because I think the last one. Because one of the reasons she did it was to like kind of like overcome a fear and shit, and she was trying to like change the life and all that shit.
Cool.
So it was like, this is something I would never do, so I want to do it. So she was like,
relate.
I want to do it again because seeing, I guess, you know, I can do it better or whatever that means, you know.
I couldn't relate.
So
though.
I contact her 3 times, still ghosted, and I'm like, dude, now you're telling me to contact you, and you still ghosted me. I'm like, why?
My God.
What are you doing? Like, I'm not even like seeking you out. Like I'm still attracted to her, but I'm not like, you know, going after, because it's like it's not gonna happen. But it's like, damn it, dude. Like what?
I think
why is this a thing?
The thing is like I know that a lot of women do it now. They don't want to hurt their feelings, but they also know that if they've told men that they are not interested, they would get bullied. Which actually did happen to me. Some guy just like told him I wasn't interested very nicely. And then he just sent me rows and rows of text messages day after day after day. And it was like,
that shit costs money, yo.
It was psychotic, but it was just one person, so I didn't treat like everybody like that afterwards. Yeah. It's like women start, every guy's like that now. It's like, no, bitch, you're just
sometimes I look, crazy. I'm like, sometimes it's funny you say those things, because I'm like, look, man, like when I look at the whole interactions with her, I'm like, man, did I do some weird shit like that? And I just didn't know because I'm me, you know. Like I
feel. Here's the thing, though, is I feel like in my generation or our generation, is that men coming up, as a young adult, I felt like there was some sort of communication breakdown on learning, social norms, how to.
Oh, I'm sure I missed all of them.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of guys in our generation did though. They listened to their sappy grunge music, and of course that evolved into post grunge and then emo. And
I didn't get to hear none of this. All I heard was "fuck bitches, get money."
Exactly.
And I didn't listen. Let me tell you, I didn't listen. I didn't list that. I didn't listen. I fucked up. I didn't.
Yeah.
No bitches or money.
I was into a lot of hip hop and R&B in high school. My brother was all into the grunge just a little bit before that. But I just noticed that a lot of guys, I was like, man, they just don't know how to approach a girl at all. Like all of them. And I was like, I don't want a boyfriend in high school. Why do these women want women? Why do these girls like want a boyfriend now? I'm like,
society put that shit in our heads. That's why.
They all, and they all suck to me. And I was like, man, I guess I'll wait. My dad's like, wait till college. And I'm like, yeah, you're right, Dad. So sure enough, it was a lot better, a little bit more maturity, and but I just think that's missing, and it's even worse now. I feel like guys are just not equipped with the social skills that they need. They're not getting it maybe from their shitty ass parents and parents who had their kids too young or whatever. Like, and that's not the case for everyone. PC comment. Another PC comment. So I just think that's part of the equation. So I like that I did in the last year. I like that I did get laid off from my day job.
I wish I had done.
I wish I had left a certain person sooner, as in not obviously I'm with Evan, but a certain person sooner, as in someone I shouldn't have interacted with at all, a toxic person.
I wonder what would have happened if.
If I had decided to continue performing flute and singing.
Sing too? I don't remember that.
Yeah, a little bit. It's okay.
Okay.
I sell myself short on that because I just need more training, or I need to practice more, or probably gig more.
That's all the life questions. But we've been tangenting the fuck out like
yeah,
a mother.
I'm so sorry.
No, that's good. But I almost feel like, man, I'm sure you probably wanted to say some shit either about you or is it OtherSide, right?
OtherSide Austin.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to say anything about that.
We talked about a bunch of like marketing stuff and where I'm from and all that, and that I wanted to be a publicist after having some success in the last couple of years. Just maybe a note about that is that I want to keep doing this, and I decided to do it because I just felt like it's hard to say. There's just that, there's classes online for marketing that are free. Like you can just get some pro tips at your fingertips. I don't have a better way of saying that.
Yeah.
But we live in such a DIY market that it's so bad to where everyone can do everything themselves. It's good, but it's also bad, and that musicians need to jump on that and they need to take advantage of it. And they're not, because some people still think in the old school way. The money is in concerts and merch, branding, partnering with brands, music licensing and film licensing and everything like that. It's relying on sales of your music is a gamble unless you're going hard like that your friend on the streaming, yeah, go hard or don't, till you go home, whatever.
Yeah.
So I think that musicians need to just really wake up to that. A lot of old school musicians, maybe people that I used to work with, they're still stuck in the mentality of like, yeah, buy my album. Like, no, they're not gonna buy your fucking album. Just get with it, get with the times, and just roll with it, keep going.
Yeah, music's really So I feel like of all the arts, that's the one that got battered the most. So it's a weird one. Like once technology came and stuff, you know?
It just changed, and that's where we're at. And maybe it'll swing back the other way. I highly doubt it, but at the same time, I mean, anything could happen.
Yeah, you never know. I don't know if it's gonna swing back the other way, but I think it might swing another way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I think that's it. I mean,
all right. Well, where can the people find you online?
So Facebook.
I got that from you.
Yeah.
You taught me that. I asked everybody that right now.
Yeah.
This is the one. This is the person who changed that. What did I used to say before you told me?
Plugs.
Yeah.
Plugs.
I was like, I know what the
You
fuck.
could do that with me though. Plugs. And I'll be like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Plugs.
Exactly. So my website is OtherSide Austin, OtherSideAustin.com. So, just like how it sounds, OtherSideAustin.com.
Say it one more time, just in case.
OtherSideAustin.com. And then Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter are at OtherSide Austin. And you can also find me on my personal Instagram for actually a little thing that I'm doing. It's kind of a blog, but it's more like a video, like a vlog on my stories. Eventually, IGTV is Vinyl Deeps at Vinyl Deeps on Instagram. And the whole idea is that I want to do deep cuts of my life. So personal, intricate stuff of my life. Not
like
too much.
Riffs or something, or
like what?
Like riffs or like.
Like riffs, like
I guess like, hey, you just talk for like a long time about a topic.
Well, kind of like
or?
this. Yeah, I get on my stories and I just get personal about what's going on in my life or even general. But I've talked about politics. I've talked about law of attraction. I've talked about just several different topics. Being a woman in the industry, but that, like I said, not that much for that. So yeah, I'm eventually want to do a deep cuts TV on IGTV and make it a thing. So yeah.
All right. Last words.
I keep laughing too much. No,
there's nothing wrong with that. That's great. You like happy and shit. I'm not. I'm like a negative person. I blame New York for this. That part I can blame New York for that. Like and that we always, but it's like a human and American thing for sure though. But man, like just always like it glass is empty. Like
this glass is fucking
versus
empty.
like when my dog passed, it was like I don't know why or how I stumbled on, but like the next day I found it like this saying or something that makes perfect sense. But it was like, don't be sad it ended, but happy that it happened, right? But yeah, we're always so trained to just seek out the negative and shit.
Negativity is addicting.
I guess.
Those are my last words. Negativity is addicting. So be brave and try being positive. I actually tried being positive this year for once, and it's working.
For once? That's it? And
you've caught me, and you're catching me at a very positive time in my life. So.
Yeah, that's what's up, man.
It may change next month, but we'll see. We'll see.
All right, man, that's it. What is it? What do I say? I said it like a few hours ago. Oh, yeah. I bake that chicken, smoke that turkey. Boosh.
Boosh.
Yeah.
Follow me